Pearl, your secret base operations here in the background. I imagine you guys live there. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's super fancy, and you own the joint.
Mm-hmm. And Krim's taken over a restroom as his spirit lodge.
Yeah, that's canon. That's in the stories.
Zero's mapped out all the vents, all the nooks and crannies.
You just hear creaking every now and then from the vents. Oh shit, I missed my roll. So the Puget Pearl here, it's located in the Puget Sound, which is the big body of water right next to Seattle. And it's anchored there, so we know that from the mission where you guys investigated this place. So it's just a big floating community, very fancy, very high-tech. When you stormed it, you took over the network. It almost bricked Nova's cyber deck, getting that level of clearance through there. But this is yours. You own it. You've rewritten all the ownership. You filed all the paperwork, right? And you have free reign now.
I vote that we change the name to the Puget Teat. It looks like a giant movie.
No.
It's a simple line of code. It just takes one line of code to change it.
Nova! It's a giant titty! Rename it!
So, this community, you own this community, and I think there's like 8 or so houses. These very expansive villas. You have staff on this floating platform that answer to you as the owners. And you have this fission reactor that is powering a state-of-the-art, large-scale server. So you have high-end computing power, as well as your own private secret villain base. So with that in mind, you having access to this level of power on the net and having access to staff and security and stuff, as you prepare for the mission, you have access to resources that may or may not be on your sheet, right? So you guys have, in Discord, I post how much money you have per person. Let's assume that you have a level of power, above that, if you have access to the Puget Pearl here. So you can hack things, you can get information much easier when you're at base than if you were out in the field. All right, so the mission comes through. Does anybody want to volunteer to receive the mission? I was gonna pick on Dante because I haven't picked on him yet.
Aww. I don't know. Have we picked on Viper yet?
Yeah, I think we need to pick on.
Picked on me during the first campaign, did you not?
I don't know. It was only like 5 years ago.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Let me check my notes.
I could take it. Fuck it.
All right, War. What? Set the scene for me. How are you spending downtime?
I am probably in a garage tending to my car.
Oh yeah, they have like a large garage that could fit like 20 vehicles, and in fact, some of the luxury vehicles are still here, and you guys have just commandeered a lot of those assets. Yeah. And if you want, you have maintenance crew. Like you have a handful of dudes whose job it is just to maintain these vehicles and stuff. Does War invite help, or does he say, "Get out of here"? This is my.
They are not allowed to touch my cars.
Yeah, there's like a fingerprint scanner and shit in one of the garages.
Yeah, especially my refurbished Viper. No one's touching that but me.
You refurbished yourself?
No.
He's in there tinkering with himself. This is my tinker time. So, Ward, do you have any fixers on your contact list?
I do believe. Let me see. Yes, I have Kendo.
All right, we're going to steal Kendo here. So does Kendo get in touch with you on your cell phone? Does he send you an owl? Is there anything special about Kendo?
I don't think so. It's just normal fixer that I contact every now and then. He's a 2-2, so.
Oh, that's not very good. He's like, I don't really like you, but you work.
It was bad. What does a 1-1 mean?
So a 1-1 is like
they know you exist and you have had one meeting.
Exactly. Like a 1-1 is like they're on your contacts list, but they don't have a picture assigned to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you got $20, a 1-1 might be able to, pick up some groceries for you. So Kendo sends you a text and it says mission ? Real simple.
Oh, okay. I'll respond. Hit me with a period.
You found who this?
So Kendo sends you over a dossier, and the first thing that stands out about it is that it is heavily encrypted and it is a large file, which is really weird because in the future, right, a large file would be like a petabyte, right?
Ugh.
And so like today that would be massive, unthinkable, in the future. It's like, so the first thing you know is a large file size, heavily encrypted. They send you a text basically implying that Nova will have to unpack this for you.
Oh yeah, I am very much aware.
I mean, you could, if War has the any technical ability, they could probably get it done too, but
No, Boar is all brawn, no brain. He shoot and smash. And he's slightly eloquent, but that's yeah.
All right, so you gather the troops, right, in your meeting room, wherever, maybe it's in the bathroom with Krim, but you guys gather the troops to the war room at the Puget Pearl. And Nova, you begin unpacking this file. This is not high grade security. It's just a maze, right? It's a crossword search. Like you can fill out the thing and unpack it, but a casual person who had intercepted this might have more trouble. There is a data bomb in there, and with the power of the Puget Pearl, you swipe that thing away. It's easy to defuse with the power you have here. So you get this dossier open, and it details an extremely high-risk mission with a very sensitive physical asset that needs to be secured from a VTOL en route across the Rainier Mountains.
Ooh.
Now, that's a lot of information, so I'm gonna unpeel that one for you here. So the Puget Pearl is on the Puget Sound, and if you have never been to Seattle, then I'll make it make more sense.
Ooh, fancy.
Interesting.
It says 2072, it doesn't matter. So this is a Shadowrun map. We are looking at the state of Washington in America, right?
We should take a detour to Renton real quick. I'm sorry, nobody's going to get that but me.
That's yeah, exactly. So this is on the right side here where it says Renton, Auburn, Puyallup, right? That's where the Cascade Mountains are. And then to the left where that little arrow is, you've got Seattle, and then you've got the Puget Sound, which is just a big body of water. Okay, so that's where you guys are, is basically the arrow. So what it's detailing is that you will be intercepting a VTOL, which is an aircraft, vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, that is carrying a sensitive asset, and it is heading to the east, so to the right on this map. It is heading over the mountains, which is going to be a problem for the Puget Pearl. It has limited range on what it can do. And so that's something you want to take into consideration for the mission. I'm going to pull up another map here.
Oh. Man's got maps upon maps.
So like, so I live down here in Olympia in real life, so like this all makes sense to me. But for
Nice.
people who aren't familiar with the area, all right. So you see Seattle here, and then you see the Cascade Range, right? And so this vehicle is leaving Seattle and heading to the east across the Cascade Range. Now the dossier says that it's already in motion, and you guys have about 12 hours to intercept this thing.
Wait, why aren't they going east? If they go north, they just cross to Canada.
So in Shadowrun, there is no more Canada. There is the UCAS, which is the United Canadian American States, and so the United States has
real?
been. Yeah, well, yeah, I think at this time we have 60 states. So the United States and Canada have merged in some ways, and the United States has been split up in other ways. And a lot of that was caused by natural disasters, and the Native Americans were able to rise to power and negotiate for a lot of their territories back. And dragons and all that good stuff. I think it's part of the UCAS. I'm not quite sure, but so for perspective, like Mexico is ruled by a giant dragon, and the Amazon forest is just a fucking nightmare, and all this stuff. So the idea that across the Cascade Range, civilization pretty much fades away, and a lot of the land has been returned to nature. So Seattle is like this massive metropolis. The rest of the world is not as technologically advanced. A lot of it has been returned to the wild, and there's monsters out there, So what they're basically, this dossier is saying is that you guys are going to be far from home, and you need to plan accordingly.
Guys, I'm traveling south through the Badlands to Rich Night City, where dreams are made.
Bye.
It's 2 more years and it's 2077. Close.
Yeah. And the magic will go away.
Yeah.
And you can be there when Johnny takes
Dragons
down
will die.
his tower.
I'll be there to watch David.
Canonically, my character is in the anime.
I'm just in Arasaka Plaza eating a hot dog, just watching Rebecca get splashed into the ground by Smasher.
Oh, spoilers. Yeah, I love that. Dude, we need a Shadowrun anime so bad. I heard teaser that Matt Mercer might consider doing Shadowrun because his childhood mentor is a real big fan.
That would be really cool.
That would be cool. He'll probably play 6th edition Shadowrun, and I don't know shit about that. So
like a sideshow instead of Critical Role, it's Critical Glitch.
That would be great. That would be perfect. Sell it. Better get the website rights immediately.
I'd watch that shit every fucking day.
All right, so we're gonna go to the war room now that you have an idea of, physically where you'll be headed.
Okay.
Damn, War, you got the bigger room than I do.
Oh,
Well, you chose the bathroom, so that's
lots of
like
tools to keep track of.
That's my spirit lodge. I have the janitor's closet on the 2nd floor.
You should really imagine bigger spaces.
And what, you have to go from one private space to a public space to get to a private space?
Yeah.
How to do his voodoo juju magic.
All right, so here we are in the war room. You have this dossier. The fixer has given you instructions. So you've got this big jumble of data, and then you have instructions from the fixer. So the fixer has highlighted that this mission is to secure a highly powerful magical artifact that is being transported across the Cascade Range by VTOL. So it's in an armored large aircraft. The fixer says that you can expect resistance, that the data in the dossier details that the escort for this VTOL includes at least one attack helicopter and a handful of security drones, as well as the staff on board the VTOL, which there's very little information about.
Wait, does our like place not have our own VTOL, even if it's just like a limousine? Okay, yeah, but like this used to be a rich person's, like a rich people gathering place. So wouldn't they have like a VTOL service for the richest of the rich?
I'm pretty sure everyone came and went by a boat.
Yeah, so there's two ways.
Normal, but...
There's two ways to come and go from the Puget Pearl. There's flying car and boat. So you guys, I believe, came in through a boat. You have access to these flying cars, these hover cars, right? And you can come and go as you please. You have all the security clearances. The Puget Pearl has no helipad or any other way. Like a helicopter would not fit through the security checkpoint. And so that's why they don't have any of this equipment. And there was very limited military stuff on the Puget Pearl. Like they had their own security robot force, which you guys commandeered.
Yeah.
But it's not like they had a whole bunch of tanks.
Yeah, it's a party barge.
It's a party barge for rich people to hide and launder money.
Which means we have to modify it now.
So now
let's modify the van.
Yeah, there was a van. I think you guys took a bus shuttle or something to
it's
the
a military
concert.
grade transport van, right? With the turret on it.
Yeah,
so what if we make it fly and I don't know, make it more.
The one we got when we were
guns.
dealing with Mecha Santa.
Oh yeah. So we'll say that in the garage here, you have one ground military vehicle with a high caliber turret on the back. So looking through the information on the dossier, the mapping of the Cascade Range, the projected flight path, all of this stuff, it looks like it would be really difficult to, for example, shoot down this escort of flying vehicles with that specific vehicle, mostly because it's not an anti-aircraft vehicle with like anti-aircraft turret on it, and then navigating the Cascade Range quickly.
I could probably take
in
it
order
with my
to
rifle.
So that's, you're looking at this information in the dossier, and you can kind of compare what you have and what will be available and what you can do. That vehicle, it could be retrofitted quite a bit. The hardest thing about it would be navigating the mountain range at a speed that would keep up with this escort.
And doing it all in time, yeah.
Now, War, you're a military-minded guy. So looking at this stuff, if you had the right vehicle, you could probably set something up, maybe airdrop a vehicle. That would make it quicker, but you could probably, get this vehicle as fast as you could up the mountain range and place it at a position where you could attack from the ground at this aircraft. But it wouldn't be cheap, it wouldn't be easy.
Holy shit. An Ares Venture LAV MSRP
Oh,
is
I can
400K.
afford this.
Correct me
Oh,
if I'm
that's
wrong, but
nice.
somebody
Million.
doesn't know what to do with their money.
So speaking of money, the dossier includes a wired budget of 2 million new yen.
Wow.
Huh? That's a budget? That's not even our pay?
That's on top of your pay, right?
Okay.
Oh shit, we can just go buy a VTOL. And we could retrofit it into a military VTOL.
No, we can't.
No.
There's only one VTOL. No, there's two of them, but there's a commuter one, and then there's like a slightly better one.
So in the list view I have, there's 5 of them: Ares Venture, Eva Crime Wing, Federated Boeing Commuter, GMC Banshee, and GMC Griffin. Let's say we can't get the 2 million one, the 3 million one. We can only get an Ares Venture and the Federated Boeing Commuter.
Yeah, but did you
Gary's
actually look up what
Venture.
they do? How many they see? What their capabilities are?
I'm
No.
looking currently. The Ares Venture is a
Uh,
small, cheap LAV manufactured
6
from
seats.
off-the-shelf parts.
Armor 14, Body 16, Speed 7.
Environmentally friendly plants. Parts at environmentally friendly plants. Let's see. It is often used as a cargo or passenger transport. Heavily armed and armored variants exist for patrol duty, but we don't know. We don't have the thing to do that.
So in normal Shadowrun, we would sift through just hundreds of lines of items and go through shopping and do all this stuff, and you would be able to customize every single piece of this equipment, which is really cool. It's more suitable for a video game than it is for a tabletop game. So if you want to continue to shop and just see what's out there, that's totally fine. The dossier includes some recommended assets for this mission. Okay, the first one is an assault helicopter, military grade, armed. The estimate for that is about $1 million. It recommends an anti-aircraft vehicle, military grade, heavily armed, fully equipped. That is also $1 million. It recommends a drone swarm package, and it has a recommended buyer. He estimates that cost about 150 grand. And so these are just, basic prices, kind of minimum equipment that they would recommend. They have, this list of basic stuff. So you don't have to do that. You could get a VTOL, you could get a jet. If you can call in a favor, you can have a satellite laser strike this thing, right? That would be a big favor.
There's a jet I'm looking at that I really want, but I don't know.
Are there
how.
any electric power plants in its path? With
No,
giant towers.
there are high power electrical transmission lines that are like 50 feet in the air or so. I think they're like 200 feet in the air. Those, you can't guarantee that those will be functional. And that's kind of the way. So everything out of Seattle or the Seattle area is you fend for yourself. So like Redmond, which is near Seattle, is a barren slum, right? So as soon as you leave the metropolis, infrastructure deteriorates and breaks down. And part of the problem is sending out a crew to repair these electrical transmission lines. You have to send out a full security detail because they could be attacked by Sasquatches or other types of monsters. That not only that, but you get lost. It's a massive area without internet. And so that's kind of what you want to think about, is like you guys are going to be leaving the safety of the metropolis to go out into the boonies, where if your vehicle breaks down, it's going to be very costly to have someone come out and rescue you because you're far from the safety of the city.
Would we? I know, since we have a $2 million budget, couldn't we just improve our personal vehicles? They can be flying vehicles, they can be stealthy vehicles, so we can approach the cargo quick and stealthily before they can shoot at us.
Or we could take that 2 million and we could hire someone else to do it.
So are we trying to take over this jet?
So
Grab the artifact.
the fixer has said, do not destroy the aircraft in flight because you will damage the artifact. So somehow you need to either board the vehicle or bring it down gently. or have the artifact
Confidence.
ejected somehow, right? So the priority, number one priority for the mission is do not harm the artifact. The second one is secure the artifact,
So I can't shoot
and
it
the
down.
third one
Damn.
is survive.
So the answer is to not buy the $1 million Neonet Avenging Angel that is a mil-spec drone that comes equipped with a single fuel air bomb capable of leveling an entire city block.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might
Unless we can eject the artifact.
right. So the fixer doesn't care about any of the other assets except for whatever this artifact is needs to be undamaged and secured.
I'm confident in boarding the VTOL. I just have to jump on it and then I can climb all over it.
Uh-huh. But
I've
we
got
need
sticky
something
fingers,
fast
you know?
enough to get there.
I could, like, what if I have a bike,
Yeah.
right? I just retrofit the bike so it's really fast and can fly, and I just speed over there.
I
and
don't think
just
a
jump
bike
off my
is going to
bike.
outspeed a jet.
I mean,
I don't
we
think
never
you-
know what we can upgrade.
Or reach it in the air.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah, that's
isn't
what you
a
add
jet,
flying.
right? This is, imagine like a heavily armored cargo carrier is what you're pursuing. So
Okay.
anything faster than a heavy aircraft. So like a helicopter would be
So like
faster than
a
staying.
like a C-130 type of deal.
Yeah, but like heavily armored military. I mean, this thing is
Yeah.
transferring who knows what, but it's, you've got a $2 million budget just to bring it down. What's the budget of the guys carrying it?
How
right.
weaponized is it?
The
We don't know.
dossier doesn't say. It just says expect it to be heavily armored
Okay.
because it's transporting high-end stuff. Now it assumes that it's not heavily armed because there is an escort, right? So it's assuming that the escort is the armed contingent of this
Yeah.
plan.
It still may or may not have a nose gun and a tail gun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, if we want to be safe, the chopper works, I guess. But instead of spending $1 million on a chopper, I want to spend $1 million on our own vehicles.
Now
Because if we can make our own vehicles fly, it's like we have a chopper.
Now, War, while you were listening to the radio, working on your vehicles, you heard that there is I don't know what you'd call it, like a meta animal barn nearby, and they have a giant flying squirrel exhibit going this week.
Uh-huh.
And it's
Hey,
bring
that
the
sounds like
kids
my.
down come pet the animals. And you could get a ride on a flying squirrel.
A giant flying
How big are the squirrels?
That seems like a crim route.
This is quickly turning into Panzer
If we-
Dragoon.
If we hijack giant flying squirrels instead of spending the $1 million, how can we repurpose the $1 million into our pockets?
I mean, that's why we get armaments. Like a fucking
So-
laser cannon to take out one of the engines.
Yeah, here's the thing: if you can get some other form of transportation on the cheap, you could strap $500,000 worth of rocket launchers to it.
Yeah.
Okay, but like we're not trying to destroy it. I guess the more armored it is, the harder it is to destroy it. So like
We
we
need a
have
giant
leeway.
freaking laser beam on his head.
What's the most expensive VTOL?
No, but what's the fastest flying small and also the most stealthiest vehicle we can get?
3.2 mil.
I want a stealthy
So-
vehicle.
Think about, like, on Chummer, it's giving you the MSRP value, right? Let's say you
Yeah.
get a used one, military surplus. Doesn't have quite all the features, but for $2 million, you could get one vehicle that's as good as it gets.
Yeah?
Huh? There's a
Yeah.
there's a glider for 20K.
That's a glider!
Yeah. That thing's
Yeah,
like less reliable than the flying squirrel.
You're gonna take the glider off of like the top of a skyscraper. You're gonna get 50 feet, and that jet's gonna already be further away than you can see.
I'm sure,
But it's not a jet.
Well, it should
Well,
be
why
fast,
not?
no?
Why not tow the glider behind your assault?
There's fucking taxiing a skateboarder, but it's just someone in a glider.
How big are the
Windsurfing.
squirrels?
Oh, there's a twin prop
How big
airplane.
are the squirrels? So let's say you do a big Google search, Crim, and
Amphibious
this
jet?
isn't like Crim's forte, right? Like Crim doing a Google search is like a boomer trying to install an app, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So you type in there, like the homepage google.com pulls up, and you type into it google.com, and google.com pulls up again, and then you type in flying squirrel Seattle, and it takes you forever. And then so these pictures come up, and I will show you.
You turn around to like give the information, and Nova's already got like everything on a hollow board behind you.
Jesus. It's like some Narnia shit.
Wait, can you repost it?
Okay.
I accidentally clicked away from it.
Oh, it's cute.
Oh my god.
It's just a squirrel with wings pasted on it.
Wings.
Okay, now the question is, how big is it? Because Crim's 7'5" and weighs 250 pounds.
So
You're breaking its
these
back.
creatures, you see pictures of this like petting zoo. These creatures are about 8 foot tall and probably weigh at least 200-300 pounds. So Crim would be pushing it for real, but these are mounts that an adult person could fly through the sky with, and so they do air shows and they do tours and they travel with the circuses and things like that. Now it is silly. Here's the thing: you are pursuing a large armored military vehicle with a heavily armed military transport, but on the cheap. And for somebody who has no technical knowledge, you could strap yourself to one of these saddles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I was
what
wondering
if-
if we could fit one of them into the helicopter so we can just drop out of the helicopter.
So you would need a cargo carrier or something equivalent to fit one or more of these guys in there.
What if we got an amphibious jet?
That
What?
the
Why?
amphibious
We'd be nowhere
jet
near
that
the
you were.
water.
Okay,
We
but like it's a
live in the
jet.
water. The amphibious jet I've been looking at for about 30 minutes.
Okay,
We got
guys,
24
listen.
seats. We can carry 24
I don't.
people.
I know you all are young, but before the catastrophes and shit, there was this movie called Avatar,
No.
and I want to be a Navi.
No.
Okay, so we could get a twin prop airplane and just pretend we're airplane enthusiasts that are suspiciously approaching them.
We get
and we
blown
could just
up.
jump on them.
I think with the squirrels, we buy time because they look at the squirrel and be like, "What the fuck is that?"
I think that's the worst. I actually hate that idea.
And then we strap the laser beams to their heads.
So you could, like, let's say you rent 8 of these flying squirrels, and whether you ride 1 or 2 of them or not, the others could be used as distractions. So at the end of the day, like, you could buy a drone swarm package, or maybe 1 or 2 of these squirrels that are somewhat intelligent, right? Probably similar intelligence to a drone. Anyway, just it wasn't recommended by the fixer. Crim Googled it.
Should there's a gliding system? Or bikes?
Okay.
This gliding system.
Also a
Okay,
rocket
guys.
booster.
Whether or not we do this, I want the damn squirrel. And I am going
That's your own
to get
prerogative.
the damn squirrel.
No.
Nova, help me. I need to know how much the damn thing costs.
So Nova, you
Looks up the MSRP value on a flying squirrel.
do you want to call this zoo, or do you want to hack in?
Ugh. I'll
Give me
call it
the
zoo.
biggest, gnarliest looking one. Java.
All right. So Nova, you get on the phone and you call up the number on this Google page, and it rings, and then a high-pitched, squeaky female voice answers, and she says, "Katasha's Flying Squirrel Wrangling Service. What can I do for you?"
Hello, Nova Nouveau here. I am actually interested in perhaps buying a flying squirrel.
Well, we only have so many flying squirrels. We can't really be selling them, or else I'd go out of business. But I could rent them to you.
About how much would that cost?
Well, how long do you need them, and what do you plan on doing with my babies?
Just flying around, really. Probably a day.
I want it
Have you-
forever!
Have you filed the proper permits where you'll be flying these? Because we could do that on your behalf, but it costs extra.
Never mind.
Click, 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 click.
Like, it's,
Tap it. Yep, they've been filed.
You said the jet's gonna be flying over the Puget Pearl, right?
Yeah, the VTOL that you will be pursuing, you will be able to intercept it in about 12 hours from now over the Cascade Range.
Okay. Well, actually, we're planning to fly around the mountains a bit, get some nice aerial shots. Enjoy nature, you know. The Cascade Range. I don't know what permits would be required.
You're gonna be flying these guys over the mountains. That's could be pretty dangerous. I mean, I guess there's no traffic up there, but you know, do you have a ground service there? Like, what if something happens?
Nice. We
Ground
can get
service?
the mothership.
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean-
what if one of them gets tired or gets hurt? You know, they're gonna have to land, and then there's like monsters and stuff out there in them trees. You gotta be real careful.
We should have the personnel required for that. But I'm curious. You did mention that though, so that does worry me a little bit. What would happen if one did get injured? What's the repercussions of that?
Well, they're all fully insured and vaccinated and everything, but you know, the rehabilitation would cost us quite a bit of business, and so you know that could end up being double the price if there is an injury. And I assure you that you know there will be some signatures saying that you will take the utmost care of these creatures and not do anything too crazy.
I see. You only have so many, and there's not someone I can contact to buy one.
You know,
If
I
you
could
don't
get
have
in
the
touch.
proposal.
I could get in touch with the business owner and see if he's willing to sell one or two. But you know, these are pretty rare creatures, and we love them all dearly. They all have names and have been trained for many years. You know, they're not naturally docile like this. So, you know what might be better? You said your name was Nova.
Yeah.
Why don't you come on down and I'll get the manager, and you know, you can discuss that with him because it's kind of out of my pay grade.
Yeah, but what would be the carrying capacity of one of these? Because I'm not really buying one for myself. I'm inquiring about one for a friend of mine who seems to be he's getting up there in years, a troll man.
Little hefty.
He's on his death's door. He's like at the edge of his lifespan. He can die at any moment.
It's okay, he'll fall off of the squirrel before the squirrel falls out of the air.
Well, it sounds like we might be able to get you a senior discount.
You know what? Do you have what's it called again? The Make-A-Wish discount for senior citizens.
You say your elderly friend's terminal?
Yes.
In some
What
ways.
disease? Age.
Who's on the phone here?
Well, how about I'm going to send you the address. How about you come on down real quick, and we'll have you talk to the manager.
You'll
All right.
understand once you see him.
I
All right,
suppose.
so you already have the address from Google, right? But they don't. They seem kind of maybe quaint, and that they're not like a biologist who could explain a lot of this stuff. You know, you talk to the front desk person, and so it would be a 15-minute hover car ride to the edge of town where this hangar that has been converted into like a barn. It's on the edge of an airstrip that is not seeing a lot of commercial use, and so we'll say the crew drives on down to this bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want the squirrels though.
This is a bar?
A barn.
Oh, a barn. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
No, Nova is interested in potentially Krim acquiring one, but she is going to put her foot down, and Krim is not going to take it on the mission.
Yeah, we're maybe buy it with Krim's money. Yeah, let's not use the budget on this.
That thing's going to get gunned down the moment it's detected on the sensors.
Well, actually, it wouldn't get detected on the sensors.
All
There would be
right,
no.
so you guys all drive down there.
I don't believe my eyes, but I think I'm seeing a troll on a flying squirrel coming up on our 6.
Take fire.
Must be a sensor glitch.
Starts to rev up the minigun.
So you see an attendant come out, and it is a small, like, gnome man. And he's wearing like coveralls, and you can see he's got like brown stains and oil stains, and he's got some gloves on, and he says, you must be the people who called earlier, come on in. And he pulls open this big hangar door, and it takes a lot of effort. It's way too big for this small person, so it's awkward. You kind of just wait there as these large doors screech open. The first thing you notice is the smell of a barn, right? It smells like faintly of pea and musty hay, right?
It smells like home.
It has these metal stalls, and in each one is one of these large winged creatures.
Excuse me, can I ask a question? These squirrels, do they
Are you
shoot
with us?
lasers out of their eyes? I think we're all there.
I think yeah, everyone's here. I think we said the whole crew was coming.
Yeah. Just to non-split the party. You're all here.
just to watch Krim buy a flying squirrel.
Yeah.
So this is a high-end mission, right? And so there's a cash payout, which is nice, but also the thrill of taking on a high-end mission like this with a $2 million budget is this is a great way to become legendary. Right, and so that's part of the goal of Shadowrun. Shadowrun is like make a bunch of money, shoot big guns, but also become legendary. And for each Shadowrunner, it's going to be different. Maybe Krim's goal is to like afford retirement and then leave, right? Whatever. Maybe Nova is just trying to, what do they call aura farm, right? For her image,
How long
right?
does Krim even have to live? Like he can just go on retirement right now, and he'll live another year. He can afford a year.
Pretty sure that's Zero's objective.
The cost of living in Seattle 2075 makes you want to do
The
crimes.
first flying squirrel courier.
Blind
I will deliver
squirrel?
goods. Yes, flying
flying.
squirrel.
Oh,
flying.
You said fly. Okay, I thought you said blind.
No, I mean, doctor said I need the glasses. What does doctor know?
The witch doctor. So
Said it was
Krim has found his purpose, and you see there are about 8 of these large 8-foot tall flying squirrels, and so you see them like reaching up with their little paws and grooming their face, and then they start grooming their feathers, and they're just, some of them are munching on like these pellets that look like pizza bites, and so this gnome fella has opened the door, and he says, oh, come on in, I'll introduce you to Katasha, she's the owner here.
Yeah.
So do flying squirrels shoot lasers out of their eyes?
Nova's lifestyle costs 30,000 a month.
I don't think the squirrels shoot lasers out of their eyes. I want the helmet to do that.
So this gentleman leads you to one of the stalls that is open, and sitting on a small stool, bent over in front of one of these flying squirrels, is a small gnome lady with purple hair, and she appears to be milking this creature. And so the gentleman kind of clears his throat and says, "Well, here the guests are here, Katasha." And he excuses himself to go off and shovel squirrel turds.
Where's the milk coming from?
Katasha turns. You see there are udders on this one.
No, squirrels.
Fucking weirdos.
Squirrels have nipples.
Squirrels with udders?
Yeah. There's like nipples. It's not like an udder. It's like nipples. You know, they got like the 6. Anyway. Don't worry about it too much.
Is this a pregnant squirrel, or is this just normal for squirrels now?
so
It's
so
the future.
Katasha-
Anything's possible.
Katasha kind of like wipes her hands on her little apron, which is pretty gross, and turns and gives you a wave. And again, this is a small gnomish lady. She says, "Well, I heard that you'd like to go take out some of my pets here for a test ride."
I mean, only one.
Crim's eyes just go wide. Yes, very much so, please.
Well, I mean, do you have any
Gabriel was
experience
talking.
flying animals like this? Do you have any experience piloting an organic creature like this?
Spirit organic. I once flew an air elemental. That was a fun ride.
That's
Can't
pretty
get them to
fancy.
come back though.
I don't know anything about spirits, but can you like talk to animals? I don't want to like assume.
I don't know. Can I?
how fucking magic is Crim? You probably can.
I mean, anybody can talk to the animal. It's whether they understand what you say. And
Right. It doesn't matter whether you can talk to animals or not. Forget I brought it up. But anyway, so
Prim looks at the squirrel. Squeakity squeak squeak squeaker.
does he cast an actual spell? Because you can. Here's the thing. I don't care. I don't have speak with animals on my character sheet, bro. I can care less. But if you
Let's
want to
go
try
for
to
it.
cast a spell to speak with animals, I can allow that.
Okay, yeah.
All right, what force are you going to cast this spell at?
Let's give it a 3.
All right, a 3. We'll say that it's a force, just a straight force drain. So you'll have to resist 3 drain, and if you get it at a force 3, then you can speak this squirrel's language. So go ahead and roll to resist drain.
Okay, what do I roll for that?
On Chummer or on your sheet or wherever, it should say drain or drain resist, and it should be a pool. I think for each caster it's different. I think for you it's like body and willpower or something like that.
Fine. Okay. I don't. 9.
Yeah. So you need 3 hits to resist 3 drain, and you'll roll a pool of 9.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh, that's pretty good. Damn, dude. You got 5 hits? That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm looking for like 3 6s. So if you'd have gotten, I think it's 4 or 5 6s somewhere in there, then you would have got a, what do we call it? Like a crit. Can't remember what they call it in this game.
I don't remember either. I just remember it being a critical success.
Yeah, something like that. All right, so you say squeakity squeaking, and Katasha, she kind of like folds her arms. She looks like she's being mocked. She's insulted that you're mocking her, right? But then you see the squirrel react, and like its wings kind of flutter, and it seems surprised, and then it seems really curious, and it comes up and it sniffs at you. Hold on.
You can understand squirrel short form, long form, and slurs.
Sorry, my cats were freaking out. Okay, I'm back. Goddamn kids. Speaking of talking to animals. Alright, so this squirrel comes up to Crib and starts sniffing. It kind of chitters back, and you hear the understanding. It's like there's like a delay, but there's an understanding in your brain. It says something to the tune of words or understand. It acknowledges what you said.
Squeaky, squeak, 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 squeaker, squeak, squeak. Translation. Hey, little man, what's your name?
So this creature, clearly female because it has, the udders or whatever. You feel the scent of lavender on your nose. It's kind of like one of those, like, you can kind of taste the smell. And you believe that that's its name.
Squeaker, squeak, squeak, squeak. What a wonderful name. How are you doing today?
Oh my god.
So Katasha, she seems insulted, right, as she's watching this exchange, but the animal seems very engaged in this, and so when she sees that the animal is like instantly friendly with you, seems engaged, isn't afraid at all, its whole demeanor has changed. She starts to seem kind of impressed. She's like, no shit, you really talking to this thing?
Yes, Lavender says that her third left nipple is a bit under pressure, needs milking there.
You're shitting me. I might have to hire you. I might have to keep you around. That would be super valuable to have, like some kind of magic person around to help me talk to these animals. Wow. Well, I guess if you've got a connection with these critters, maybe I can consider, sending them out to somebody, as long as you take good care of them, you don't. So she seems like she's trusting you more with these creatures.
Yes, we have the big teeth in the Puget. That is our base. We have everything needed for everything.
She doesn't know what any of that means, but she said, okay, so you said you need these guys for like a day to do some kind of like camping trip up in the mountains?
Nah. No, I would like to have one as companion for the rest of my days. And looking at her, I might not have too much time left. I am old, if you can't tell. Whispering like he's talking about someone else.
So she seems to be doing some calculations in her mind, and she says, we really love Mittens here, but you two quite getting along, but she's she recently had a clutch of eggs, and so she's kind of like not going to be able to fly soon. She's in recovery, so how about you send me over some, you said the big teat where you live?
Then we'll speak up.
Hey, Nova, what? That thing, yeah. It just looks like a giant teeth.
Well, if you can send me over, just some proof that you have the proper facilities to care for this thing, I can give you a quote. Now, here's the thing, I don't want to sell her, but if you're going to take good care of her and then that's good, I guess. While she's in recovery, she can't fly anyway, so send me over some information, and we'll have a discussion, and I'll see if I can let her go. You're sure you don't want to go for a test flight while you're here?
I would most likely, yes, definitely, yes.
There's suddenly a ping on their phone, assuming they have one in a data set for the Puget Pearl has been submitted to their phone.
So she kind of hands you the crew off to the handler, the male gnome character from before, and he's getting the saddles ready. And so, does anybody refuse the test flight?
No, I mean I don't.
I will sit it
I
out.
will.
I was gonna say, I think war might outweigh
Yeah.
peace. So
I think war is over the capacity.
Yeah.
So he brings forward 3 of these squirrel mounts with the saddles, and
Wait,
you know
I'm not
he
going.
brings it up to war. He says, you know, I'm sorry, big
Oh.
fella, but I think
zero
I think you might exceed the weight capacity.
Like, that's
Sit this one
perfectly
out.
fine. I don't want to hurt the fella.
So these creatures, these 8-foot tall, couple 100-pound winged squirrels, they seem Krim. They follow you around, like they're asking for treats, and they're asking like to be groomed. And it seems like they have pretty simple thoughts. You know, their priorities are not like, let's take over the world, Krim. But you have them eating out of the palm of your hand, and they are saddled up and ready. And so you get this like 15-minute intro to flying squirrel course. And he's like, pull on the reins here, and they'll do this, and then go this way, and then, you know, scratch their ear like this, and they'll go. They'll try to
Excuse me?
land. And
I'm not interested in this. I don't want to fly them.
you sure? I already got this one saddled up.
Yeah, I don't trust this guy to keep me up in the air.
Well, they're very nimble creatures. These guys are performance stars. They perform in circus. They do acrobatics, and he shows he pats this thing on the head, and it does a standing backflip, like on the tarmac there. Like, ta-da!
I'll also do a backflip, and I'll be like, "Hey, look, I can also do backflips. That doesn't mean I can fly well."
Well, you see, you just really got to tell this thing where you want to go, and it does all the flying. But I get it. It's cool. Look, you know, they don't bite, but like I get it. If you're like, you don't want to, you know, maybe you're like a.
Look, I can
meta
stand on the
animal.
ceiling, and I jump up to the ceiling, and I just attach myself to it with my hang time. I can do all sorts of things, but I'm not. I'm not going to fly up hundreds of meters in the air on this creature.
No, that's all right. Nobody's forced you.
squeakity squeak 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 squeaker squeak 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 squeak. Yeah, and translation is like, hey, don't get near that one. He is weird.
You see them nod their heads like they all agree that he's weird.
Yes, no. Don't worry about that one. I don't think they want him on him.
Now, Nova, do you have your drones taking B-roll footage of Nova goes to the flying squirrel petting zoo? Here's the problem with Nova. Like, everywhere she goes, like, that place then becomes viral. And so, like this petting zoo, this flight course, this flying squirrel place is going to become overwhelmed.
There's total non-incriminating footage of our missions, B-roll of our missions used in fucking music videos for Nova.
Yeah, so you guys better secure this deal before Katasha gets a hold of that B-roll.
This is why Zero.
She said her name was
wears
Nova.
his
I've never
mask.
heard of her.
You live out
Zero
in the
has a
country,
ballistic
that's why.
mask to hide his identity.
All right, so you take the reins of this squirrel, and like the fucking hippogriff from Harry Potter, you take flight. And this thing, like they were saying, it does all the flying for you. You just tell it what you'd like it to do, where you'd like it to go. It flies in circles and does, you know, gentle loop-de-loops above the tarmac here. And it looks like it's been trained to kind of not let you do things that it shouldn't be doing, right? Now, Krim, you can basically speak to these things, so like you can turn those limits off. You can make them do basically anything. In fact, you could just fly away from here. Why not? They like you.
I'm going to ask if they. Okay, well, first, are we like very well strapped in, or is it just like a saddle that we kind of hold on to?
You're well strapped in. Like if they were to do a flip, you know, it's like How to Train Your Dragon, right? Like you're strapped in. You couldn't fall out unless you pulled the safety.
Okay, I'm gonna pull the safety. Tell us to do a flip and catch me on the downward.
No way. We have to roll something for this.
Yeah.
Oh, Krim's gonna break his
It's
back.
okay. I have
Krim's
a
gonna
medic
break his
skill.
back.
So I would say go ahead and have Krim roll his dodge, which I think is like reaction plus agility or something like that.
Dodge. Okay. That's not coming up.
We're gonna have to use part of the 2 million for a new cybernetic spine for you.
Yeah, for the hospital bills.
Nah, if Krim dies here, then he went out the way he wanted to.
Sorry, I can't
okay,
use
so
my...
what were...
So just add
What
your
were you
reaction and agility together, and that'll be your pool.
Oh, fuck.
I'll give you a
Sorry.
+1 because you can speak to the squirrel.
Okay.
My platinum
Five.
dock wagon.
Alright.
So it's a little sketchy, right? Like they give you a little nod and you understand like this is the plan, and you pull it off. You unstrap and you fall out of the saddle as they do a spin, and you put your arms out and you can feel the wind rushing past you, right? And then you look down and you realize that you're 1,000 feet in the air, and this creature does a big swoop and comes back to pick you up. Now you're a heavy troll person. And so this, like, as they catch you, there's a little bit of a falter in the wings, and they have to do some creative maneuvering to work with that momentum. But it happens, and you see the gnome gentleman on his mount below you. He's reach up and he starts clapping, and he's cheering you on.
Like, maybe you should spend the rest of your days in the circus.
Now with a pool of 5.
So all three of you land, and Katasha comes out, and she's got her arms folded across her chest. She doesn't seem to approve, but the gentleman staff member, he seems so excited. He's just grinning ear to ear, and he's just cheering, and he's like, "That was so awesome, man! You were born for this. You should join our crew." And the squirrel seems like they're enjoying themselves. They're stoked. And so Katasha eases up and she says, "All right, listen, we're gonna file all the paperwork, and you can take little Mittens here home, and but just be careful whatever you're gonna do with these guys. They have been living a life of adventures, performing stunts and things, but they get broken bones just like any other animal."
Understood. This is going to be so fun. I have a companion.
How bulletproof are they?
Krim just stepped in front of Mittens, puts his arms out. You will not be shooting at my squirrel.
I will not be the one shooting at your squirrel, okay?
No one will be shooting at my squirrel.
That's not for me to decide.
It's like, I'm sorry, this one over here comes from a rough neighborhood.
All right, so we have.
I will turn you to squirrel chow. Oh, what do they eat, like, for treats?
Well, you can feed them just about anything for their size. You're just going to need a lot of it. They eat like pellets or veggies. Veggies though, getting fresh veggies for these guys would cost you quite a pretty penny.
Only a penny? This will be awesome.
Let's just say we wish we could afford to feed them fresh produce, but these guys could eat like 50 pounds of lettuce a day.
I let it no nutritional value in that, but I know a guy with a cabbage cart.
Oh no, not the cabbages.
I would say a cabbage in fucking this world is probably like $27 a cabbage.
Right. So that's like getting
about the size of Krim.
So in the future, right, synthetic meat and veggies, lab grown, are the cheapest, right? And if you want something grown in soil out of the ground organically without pesticide, right, you're gonna pay 5-10 times the amount for it. So that's why they do pellets, and you don't want to know what's in the pellets, but it's not meat.
It's lettuce.
Equal pot
Sorry.
veggie, equal pot zero.
So how much is the renting of the squirrel? It's not coming out of our budget, right?
I think you guys decided that it was coming out of Krim's private budget and that
Yeah.
it wasn't going on the mission. But
It was his idea.
that's between you. Listen, if you want to ride this thing into battle, you're totally allowed to do that.
Nope, he is not coming with us. I am in love with this squirrel. No harm
Yeah,
will
that's
come
true.
to this squirrel.
So we just spent all that time for your own personal errand.
We were there for like half an hour.
Let's just. I still don't know. I guess we could take the helicopter. I mean, I would like to take 2 helicopters and a drone swarm, but it's a bit expensive now. Unless we can get a cheaper helicopter somehow.
I'm gonna work it out that we'll go ahead and get everything done the next day. For the squirrel, as we're going to be doing some work, and we'll
You gotta
need
wait for
a
the
little bit of
paperwork.
time. Yeah, we'll need a bit of time to make sure we have the facilities and all that.
You're just gonna stick it in the living room for now.
No, in the
Squeakity,
bathroom.
squeaker.
It's
Translation. Bye, my love. I will be seeing you shortly. We will have the best of times.
It's all sleep in the next stall over, right next to Cream stall.
Sometimes I just put stuff in the game for me, you know. All right, so you have a flying squirrel. You've explored some of your budget and your options, right? The flying squirrel, not bulletproof, but cheap. You could probably get 5 of them if you really wanted to for like $100,000 each, but you'd have to basically break every rule that Katasha has, and again, they're not bulletproof. An assault chopper starts at about $1 million, and then if you want to add or subtract features from it, you know, we could do that. If you wanted to take 2 assault choppers, you could make it work for $2 million. You know, that would be your whole budget. Now that budget is on top of whatever personal funds you guys want to spend. So I think you have close to $500,000 each that you
Right.
could spend. And here's the thing too, is like, I don't like math, and I think that Shadowrun's neat, but I really don't care how many dollars you spend or have. I would prefer that every mission, you guys just understand that you have access to about $500,000 each at this point in your career, and combined, it's like 2.5 million combined, right? And then if you spend all that in a mission, then maybe we'll subtract it from your total. But like whatever you spend on this mission, I don't really care about subtracting particular dollar values. None of that matters to me. If you say, well, I want to buy this thing, it's 200,000. Great. I don't really care. I'm not going to subtract it from your career total. But you do have access to that capital.
I say we buy 2 choppers, then we spend personal money on the swarm.
Yeah,
That
you
way
could
we
buy a
can use
swarm
the-
each.
I mean, I can't control the swarm personally, but I feel like our
I'm
drone
the only one.
operator, Nova can. And I feel like
So-
the swarm might be able to slow down the convoy, maybe even stop it in its tracks.
So what the drone swarm is, for people who don't play Call of Duty recently, it's a big crate full of these micro drones, and each one has an explosive payload. And so you open the lid, the drones all swarm out in this big explosive cloud, and you can give them one command. It's a dog brain command. So if you say, all right, swarm, your assignment is blow that up, or distract and swarm this area, or intercept those missiles, right? And it will do that one command to the best of its ability, which is limited.
Could we send it to blow up multiple different flying vehicles?
Theoretically, we could command them to run into one of the engines of the craft to get them to make an emergency landing.
Yeah.
Are they able to attach and hack? Because we could, we can have them attach, hack, and get the thing to land.
So this drone swarm is explosive payload, and it's just an example. So like if you're like, I want to buy a tracer sniper round that will inject a virus into the electrical. Cool, that sounds awesome. Let's come up with a price
Yeah, I could
do
do
something
that
like that. So it's all these are just examples. The creativity is open to whatever makes sense.
Could I have? This is like outside of this mission, but like, could I have a revolver that can have different types of ammo?
Of course.
Yeah, all your guns can have different types of ammo. Now there's like a
But, like-
limit. Some are limited by caliber or whatever, but yeah, like I think there's like 5 different types of taser dart. You know, like it's all in there in Chummer.
Yeah, but like have a tracking dart, a taser dart, a sleeping dart.
you could do that.
A proper bullet.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah, you can do
imagine having the drones like deliver multiple payloads to the craft that like do a quick like non-harmful like EMP to just fluctuate the systems while like attaching a microchip.
So yeah, so like EMP drone swarm, right?
Yeah.
We'll call that 200 grand.
I'm just gonna buy myself a bunch of different types of ammo and a revolver, if that's okay.
Go for it.
Since it's pre-mission, yeah.
Okay, well, where my mind is primarily, I'm gunning for boarding and commandeering, but also secondary disabling and getting to the landing spot.
Yeah.
So one of the things to consider is that if you buy an assault chopper or any other vehicle, you have 2 options. It either runs on autopilot and you give it basic orders like turn left, go that way, chase this guy, or you pilot it directly, which either means that you have to engage manual controls and pilot that thing with a joystick, or you have to be a rigger and plug into the vehicle and pilot it as if you were piloting a mech suit.
I have pilot aircraft.
Yeah, so War can drive using the controls, the vehicle, but you're going to be in the cockpit in the pilot seat doing that.
Yeah.
And that goes for whatever vehicle. It could be ground vehicle, whatever. But these vehicles do have autopilot. It's limited. It's like a dog brain.
It's like in my head, my ideal plan would have been, okay, I'm gonna pilot a single-seater helicopter or jet up to it, like jump out on top of it and have the autopilot like go back and land at like the nearest airfield and then be done with it.
Yeah, and so let's say you're like, well, what if we bought 3 $500,000 assault chopper drones and just ran them on autopilot? You can do that, right? Let's say you take this assault chopper that's $1 million and you spend another $500,000 to put in software, military grade software, to basically make it into a giant drone. You can do that. So these are all just creative ideas. You guys can do whatever you want, but if you've got an idea, what we're doing here is planning for intercepting this convoy of aircraft.
Well, I told y'all where my mind is at. I'm not really the creative type, so.
I mean, because talking about like vehicles, definitely a chopper, no?
Just as long as it's fast
At least
enough.
one. Yeah. I mean, I would really like for us to get like a modified custom vehicle, but I mean, chopper's fine. We just don't have anywhere to store the chopper after the mission.
No, we can figure that out later.
And our EMP drone swarm seems like one of the best options.
I've already put the EMP drone swarm on my sheet for 200 grand as a refund, so it doesn't take out of my personal total.
So that's 1.2 million. So we have 800k. We could get a cheaper assault or like a stealth flying vehicle for 800k.
You and your stealth shit, my god.
Yeah, I would like. I
So
like
silent.
stealth. Okay?
Silent. Well, sorry, Zero. So Zero, do you have contacts in any anywhere.
All my
that
contacts are 1-1.
Jesus.
So
I-
the answer's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like you about as much as we do.
Okay.
Let's do a scene where Zero reaches out to a guy on the black market who would be willing to perform an airstrike on your behalf, and he's willing to do it for $500,000. All right. So you reach out to this guy via the net or via the dark, seedy underground, whatever, and that's the offer. You say, "Hey, this is kind of in non-compromising terms what I need," and the guy says, "Well, I can arrange a flyby, and the jet will, you will laser the target, and the jet will drop a payload onto it, do a missile strike, and then he will flee the scene and return. And I'm willing to do that for $500,000."
That sounds fun.
It sounds
we're also-
fun, but
I mean,
we
we're
don't
not
want to
trying
bomb the
destroy.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just have to hurt it enough to where it has to land.
Yeah.
Now you could paint a target on the convoy, right? Because the convoy has its own assault chopper and a
Mhm.
series of drones, and that's really all you know. So let's, just thinking of like, how could I use this opportunity? You could paint their assault chopper and have this jet fly by and missile strike it.
Oh,
You're
make it
saying
easier
you
for me
could-
to
Think
get
of
in
an
there and take it over.
explosion.
So we could intercept the convoy and not the jet.
So the VTOL is the one carrying the artifact, and the assault chopper is protecting the VTOL.
Oh.
It's security escort.
Okay.
How many the security escorts will it have?
According to the dossier, it has one assault chopper and a handful of attack drones escorting it.
Mm-hmm.
What did we
So we've
spend
checked
the?
the chopper with Viper's chopper, and we've checked the drones with our drones. Maybe we should get an explosive payload drone swarm or two to kind of shore up that bit.
What did we spend the $1 million on?
Chopper.
Your own assault chopper.
Okay.
Now you could spend more, right? You could spend $1.5 million on an assault chopper and get extra features or whatever. And so Zero, this is the option in front of you. Now you could try to get that money down. Like you could try to negotiate him down. You could try to bribe this guy. You could do a favor for him. You could try to change the deal. Say, hey, instead of an explosive payload, can you drop an EMP payload on him? And the guy might say, sure, if. Right. So that's how your contacts work. Is sometimes they ask you favors or they want you to sweeten the pot.
How big is the explosion from the payload? Would it take out only one vehicle, or could it take out a couple?
The guy seems to consider. He types on a console and he's kind of running some calculations, and he says, so. If you could probably take out a 3-story building with this thing if you hit it in the right spot.
Nice.
With an explosive payload. I don't know if that helps you at all.
I think it does. Considering the drones are cheaper, well, this is more of a guarantee instead of the drones, because the drones can be shot out. Yeah, I think we should accept this.
Now, I'm going to give you a laser designator. That's part of what you're paying for here, and you need to put that laser designator on the target and keep it on there for 10 seconds. You understand that? Can you do that? Because here's the thing, you're going to pay me either way. If you fuck up this laser designator, I still get paid. You understand that, right?
Yes.
All right, we got a deal.
Good deal.
I'm gonna try to see if I can
Target.
get the helicopter for cheaper.
Do you have a contact?
I have 2 contacts that I could probably get in contact with each other to try to figure something out. They're both 6'6". There's a hacker who is the leader of my fan club, quote unquote cult. And there is Eddie Tango, who is the leader of the 405 Hellhounds.
The Hellhounds. Yeah. So the Hellhounds is like a gang, right?
Yeah.
Let's
They're like a
see.
motorcycle gang. You know, they love choppers. I figured maybe they might also love choppers.
You like both choppers, bro. You gotta call them like the slap choppers. All right.
Get in
So,
contact with them.
so
I
how
don't
are
know
these
what you
guys?
think, but this is not the type of chopper we're usually, working with.
So you have well. Here's how we'll play it, because it doesn't really make sense for a gang to be able to deal with like an assault military chopper. But what we can do is, the chopper is delivered. You purchase the chopper for $1 million out of the mission budget, and the chopper is delivered to a garage that the Hellhounds own, and you know them, so they're on your team, right? And you drive by and you meet with this contact. He takes you to the hangar, opens the door, there's the chopper, right? And he's like, this thing is a beaut. What do you want from us other than a parking spot? You want us to like maybe strip some parts out of it and sell them back? You said you were short on cash.
No, I was mainly trying to see if I could find one for cheaper, but that didn't seem to plan out. Just store for now. We're gonna need it very soon.
Well, like I said, I could trim the fat on this guy and make you some money. That would make this whole purchase cheaper if you get a refund on some of these parts you don't need, like some of these stabilizers you probably won't need, and I could take the seats out in the back.
How many seats are we talking? How many in this thing?
So
I'm not wanting to sell, but now I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about maybe making it lighter weight, but not compromising its defense.
So what I can do is I'll have you roll a pool of 6, and I will roll a pool of 6, and we will see what their disposition is and how much money they can save you.
Okay.
That's pretty good. I think that's a crit because you got 3 6s,
Yeah.
which is like half the pool. So because you crit, I will reduce the price on this by 300 grand, and I'll give it some extra movement. Like I'll buff this thing a little bit. So you didn't lose any features, but you did get a discount.
Okay.
Now your contact says, listen, we don't usually do this for helicopters, but we could throw some other shit on this while we're here, while we've got it apart. You could put in some laser beams, or enhance that radar dish, or while we're here and we have it apart. So this assault chopper, he gives you the details on it, and it comes with a LMG machine gun mounted on the nose, and it has 2 rocket pods, one on each side. The rocket pods fire a very standard explosive payload. It's not armor piercing, it's not radioactive, isn't it? Right? It's just a basic, it's a missile that you fire. And so the heavy plating on this VTOL may be resistant. It's not explosion proof, right? Eventually something's going to punch through any armor. But if you wanted something sweeter that was like armor piercing, or maybe a grappling hook, like, we could add features to this chopper.
What about a mounted salvage laser?
A salvage, like a gravity thing?
No, like for cutting open holes.
So you're talking to this guy who is a member of a motorcycle gang. And he says, so you want a laser like a plasma torch, but like long range. You want like a long range plasma torch. That sounds pretty hardcore. I hope you got a really good pilot who can keep this thing steady, pointing at trying to cut something while you're flying. He says,
It's claimed to be good.
I'm gonna give you a deal, and I want you to know that I really like you, and I'm really excited to modify this jet. This is fucking cool. But I can't find something like that for less than $500,000. I think I could hook you up, because they got hull crackers and ship cutters. They recycle the old boats nearby here at the docks, and they got these big laser cutters that can just pull parts right off. And I think we could rig something like that up, but you're gonna have to have a good pilot to line this up, and it's not gonna be cheap.
I'm gonna be like, give me a moment, and I'm gonna fucking call war and be like, you think you can do this?
I think I can do what?
I'm gonna give you the details and be like, you think you can keep the chopper steady and on track while a salvage laser cuts into the hull of this jet?
Yeah, I think I can.
Good enough for me.
No, I don't really think you guys have like a builder, like, do you have somebody who tinkers and builds drones and devices and things?
I mean, that's Nova.
So, and Nova is a whiz at hardware. What's your pool for hardware?
Let me see my hardware pool. Skills. My hardware. Oh, my hardware's at a 6.
That's pretty average. 6 is very average. So that's the range in Shadowrun. Like 6 is very average. 12 is you're basically an expert, and anything above 12 is like you're amazing. You're a whiz at this stuff. So with a 6 is pretty average. What I'll say, if you want to come up with something easier for war, then we could roll for it. Because war is going to have to place this laser beam in line and keep it steady for a number of seconds in order to cut a hole in this VTOL. It's going to be challenging. If you want to reduce that challenge, we can come up with something else, but you'll have to roll for it. What do you think? You want to gamble?
Are you feeling lucky, punk?
I think we could try. And if not, we'd maybe have backup options.
All right, so I'll have you roll your pool of 6, and I am going to roll this contacts pool, and however many hits he gets, we will add it to your hits. If we get at least 6 hits, then this will go off without a hitch.
Okay.
Oh.
That's really good. There's 8 hits. All right, so with 8 hits, what you have to spend a couple hours. So of your 12 hours of prep, you have to spend at least 2 of those hours working with your contact here in his garage. He orders this laser cutter or gets one stolen, or however the gang decides to handle it, right? They get this laser cutter from the docks nearby. And you get it on the table here, and you two are coming up with a plan on how to make this easier for war. And with 8 hits, what you're able to come up with is, instead of a laser mounted directly to the helicopter, you have mounted a launcher that will launch a drone. The drone will crawl on the surface of the VTOL and draw a laser line. Okay, so all war has to do is line it up once and hit the shoot button. And if he hits, then it's all going to work out from there.
Okay.
It still costs you $500,000 though.
Yeah, so that brings the chopper back up to 1.2. Yeah.
Right, so far you're in it for 1.7 mil. The EMP drone swarm came out of your personal wallet, which is fine.
don't know
Not
if it was
too
just
bad.
me, but that was all Robo speak.
It was a little bit robo.
A little
for
bit of
minute.
robo, yeah.
Oh,
Not
we
really.
breaking it. How about now?
In
It's
our
fine
time.
for
Better.
me.
Beatbox.
No, never mind. Everyone just went Robo. I'm gonna drop
Oh,
call.
no.
I'm gonna get back in.
The weather.
The weather.
Yeah.
And now for the weather.
I just bought myself all
On the
sorts
bus in the
of
rain,
ammo
in the rain.
types.
Wait for the bus in the rain.
Yes.
I now have tracker rounds, explosive rounds, stick and shock rounds, anti-vehicle rounds, and silver rounds
Damn,
for
dude.
my heavy pistol. I
Why
got
not,
myself a Cavalier Deputy.
Why not bring a grenade launcher while you're at it?
Not
Yeah.
not zero style.
Yeah.
We technically have one already. It's just my leg.
And my arm. I think I have one in there.
I mean, I could probably have it on a sling and keep it concealed, to be honest, but like,
Just keep it in
I
your
already have
pocket.
so many.
I'm also a big
Oh,
fan of the
that's-
projectile arm upgrade in Cyberpunk.
That's something. Okay, alright. We need to get heat signature. Would it be heat? Would heat signature? How does heat signature work after a smoke grenade has been deployed?
You can still see
So-
thermals very clearly through it, usually, depending on the
Okay.
type of smoke.
Yeah, but it's the
Yeah.
feature, so if you could get thermal dampening smoke grenades, probably be twice the cost.
Figured we could get smoke grenades to throw into the jet once it's breached, and then board and secure.
Yeah, yeah.
Potentially. Like, do I actually have any smoke nades on me? I might. Let me see.
So I was in a mission with these guys, and the guy said, "God, I wish I'd brought some C4."
I have
And I
flashbangs.
said, "Just have some C4, man. Just
Yeah.
don't tell the GM that you bought C4 before the mission." You know, like-
Just
And I
I
was
totally
the
have
GM.
C4.
I was the GM of the mission. I was like, just don't tell the GM you bought it before the mission, you know? But so that's the reality. It's like, do you have C4, smoke grenades, flashbangs? Do you have stun darts? Do you have these things?
Mhm.
Sure. I don't care. You know, but
I
if
can
you
buy
have
some
an
smoke
RPG,
nades out of my own
I
personal
might
budget.
need to know that.
I constantly have like carry high explosive grenades and fragmentation grenades. Just because
Yeah.
I have the money, I might as well buy them legitimately.
Right, right.
Also,
And like,
jammer, white noise generators and stuff.
it really doesn't matter what you bring into a mission until you try to get through a security checkpoint with a bag full of C4, right? So when you say like, "Oh man, we're mid-mission and I really wish I had brought, you know, some flashbangs." That's fine. Just add flashbangs to your inventory. As long as there wasn't a circumstance leading up to that where that wouldn't have been okay, I don't care. Oh yeah, there's a bag of C4 in the helicopter you bought. Imagine that.
I mean, Zero's probably always carrying a duffel bag, and anytime he needs to squeeze into secure area, he can just leave it there and pick it up later.
And that's it too. Like, you're not walking into a hotel. You have storage. You have a trunk in the right.
Mhm.
So like, you can bring a whole bunch of shit because you have a vehicle to carry it. So we have an assault chopper. You can all fit in it. You know, the four of you can all fit inside of that chopper.
Ah, it's a big chopper.
So far the plan is that War will be in the pilot seat, and the three of you will be in the back of the assault chopper. That you will have a crate with the drone swarm in there. All you got to do is pop the lid and give it a command. And that there is an airstrike that you will be able to laser designate and call in. Now you're going to have to do that from within the chopper. So you're going to have to open the side door and point this laser designator at your target and hold it there. That's risky, but that's how that'll work. So once the laser designator is held there for a few seconds, this jet will come by and drop a payload on the target.
You know what makes that easy?
What?
If I'm on top of the target while I'm using laser.
You can, but game close, right? Just think of that.
I was
They
about
jumped
let him
off.
do it. Let him do it.
I was about to say, what if we had a drone go out, attach itself to the chopper, and do the laser designation?
I mean, we already have the one
Yep.
drone that's going to be cutting through it.
So that's plan B, C, and D, right? There's nothing wrong with having layers. So let's say you activate this drone and it flies out of the helicopter and begins flying toward the enemy vehicle, and it gets shot down.
Mhm.
So those are just things you want to consider. And I'm not going to be super anal about any of that stuff. But just there
Okay.
are situations that could occur, and you're making layers of plans for those.
In that scenario, we could say Nova cloned the laser designator.
Yeah, and so you bring a backup laser designator. It's all it does is send the code.
Okay. And for Krim, he's going to go ahead and start working on summoning a spirit of air.
Yeah. Now, because Krim, you have a lodge, and because you are at the lodge, and you have, let's call it, 2 to 6 hours to prepare this ritual, you can do this at a very high level. Like, you could summon this guy at a level 8 and probably be fine. So think about that, of like your circumstances make it so that you can cast higher level magic. In fact, you may have enough prep time to bring in an assistant, right? And so maybe they take half the drain on your behalf. So just consider that, like, how you can go up to force 30, but you could die, right? So what do you want to do with this spirit? How intense do you want to go? Because it's a great idea. You have your baby Groot. He's basically bound to you, so you can summon him at will. But to summon a foreign spirit that doesn't quite know you as well at a high power level, that's going to take quite a bit of preparation.
About what level do you suppose it would have to be for it to encompass me and allow me to fly between ships?
I would say at least a 6, and for the air elemental, I'm going to put a force +3 on it.
So that would be a 9 total?
Right. So if you cast it at a force 10, it would be a 13 drain, etc. So at least a 6 to be able to ride it. Now, the force that you summon a spirit at influences a lot of things, like its stats.
I'll
So,
be right back.
like a force 1 spirit might have 2 HP, right? A force 6 spirit may have 10 HP, and upward and onward, right?
Yeah. Let's what would the difficulty be for grabbing 4 other individuals to help me summon?
It wouldn't be that difficult. Your tradition is shamanism? What's your tradition?
Druid.
So you're a druid. Do you have a circle of druids?
I don't know.
Oh, you gotta build it. Do you have any contacts that are also druids on your sheet?
No, all my contacts are 1/1s anyway.
so that's what I would recommend, right? What should Krim do with his money and power and fame? Probably build a circle of druids. So I would say you'd be better off paying for this service than trying to schmooze. So are you willing to
25k
do
per?
that?
Would that? Yeah, I know I have 100k in my back pocket. And we're getting paid for this, right? This isn't
Correct.
whatever. Okay. Do we know how much we're getting paid for this?
It's $100,000 each.
Okay. So yeah, I'll see if I can't get 4 people for 20 grand each.
We'll say that Dante pitches in, and you get for 50 grand each. So you want to bring in 200K worth of assistance, right?
No.
In fact,
20 grand each. 5 for 20 grand each. 80K worth.
80K. You have room in your budget if you want to use that. So right now you guys are at 1.7 million. So you have 300,000 that you could use for remaining preps. Do you want to go cheap?
So each person, how much drain would they be able to resist, or how much drain would they be able to take?
For what you're paying them, I would say each of them will get a pool of 3, and those hits will be minused from your total drain.
So 3 each. 4, that's 12. I have my 11. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can't dip into that fund. Maybe get twice as many. Get 8 people. So
160K. Here's the thing, man. Someone calls you up and they says, "Hey, Krim, you want to make 20 grand, brother?" And you're like, "What's it for?" You just have to show up and chant some words, mon. Like, fuck yeah, I'll do that for 20K. It's like 30 minutes. All right,
Yeah.
So you have gotten in touch with 8 druids in this Seattle area and said, "Hey, do you want to make 20 grand for like an hour's worth of work?" And 8 of them have said, "Sure, that sounds easy." And he said, "Come on down to my lodge at the Puget Pearl bathroom in this villa that we stole." So you've gathered, there are 9 druids in this bathroom, and it's a big bathroom, but like you guys we are on like beanbag chairs in this bathroom full of voodoo shenanigans, and you begin chanting, and
Now,
there's a ritual circle.
quick question: the three pool they each have. If they take 3 each, does that kill them?
If they take so okay, you're gonna cast this spell to 6, which I'm not judging, but it seems pretty conservative for 8 druids.
I'm casting this at 20.
Okay, so the total drain that needs to be absorbed.
417. Yeah, 417, making it a force 20.
Okay, 417. I'm just writing it down so we remember how to do all the math. This is why I don't do the math, is because sometimes it's funny just to see the ridiculousness of what we're asking for, and then the scale. So you have 9 druids. Between the 9 of you, you need to absorb a force of 20. Now you have a pool of, was it 8?
My pool, I believe it's 9. Yeah, it's 9.
Okay, so 9. So go ahead and roll your 9 as your portion of the force of the drain. Okay, that's pretty good. So now we are at 15 drain. Or no, yeah, 15 drain. Okay, I'm going to roll for these 8 druids. We need to get a total of 15. All right.
1, 2,
So 1, 2. So 7 plus 5 is 12. I haven't had enough coffee. So
I think that's 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, only 6 of them made it. So 6 plus 5 is 11.
So 11. We needed to absorb 23. 20 was total. 20 was the total. Yeah. So 11. The total was 20. You this fucks you up pretty good. So, this is how it goes down, Krim. So you gather 8 druids plus yourself in a massive summoning circle that fills basically this entire restroom. You have assembled this magical lodge. It has a magical force field in the astral plane so that no one can come in and ruin this ritual or sense what kind of magic is going on. You have all of your druidic dream catchers and pelts and magical reagents and incense and all the cool voodoo shit that Krim is into to maintain the magic in this area.
One of them to activate.
This big ritual circle, you begin chanting and saying the spell, and it takes like 2 hours of vigorous. You're sweating and you're mentally fried, and it's very taxing physically and mentally to summon this ritual. And then the air elemental appears in the summoning circle. It's being pulled and coerced and convinced that you, this group of powerful druids, are worthy. And as this air elemental manifests, it bursts into a storm of wind that shakes the tiles off of the bathroom floor and wall, and the entire villa that this restroom is in shakes, and the whole crew knows not only that there's something important and very magical going on, but that some big thing has happened. And this air elemental bursts into the physical plane in the form of a large bird that fills this entire restroom. In fact, it looks kind of cramped and confined as it tries to stretch its wings. You feel like chewing 5 gum. Just this massive air conditioning breeze, like the whiskers on your face are covered in frost and cold, and you can feel the tinge of electricity, and it just feels like someone's running an industrial fan as this giant ethereal Pokemon creature has been summoned in this restroom. Now you know that you have control over this creature. It's not necessarily dominance, it's more like a mutual agreement. It has accepted the amount of power and the ritual sacrifices that were made here. But Krim feels like dog shit. It feels like you have a hangover, and so that will persist through the rest of the mission. But, and I'll show you what it looks like here, because I have a token
Well, it's
for
a good thing you didn't plan to take the flying squirrel then.
Ooh.
Oh, just a little guy.
Looks like
What a
Articuno.
big guy. A little bit.
More like Zapticuno.
But for copyright purposes, it's definitely not.
Let's see. Quick name. Come on. I
Zapdos.
dub the wings.
This is Zapticuno. A mix between Articuno and Zapdos.
That's what I had said before.
All
but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wings.
So
this
what's
is
our
the
total now? We've got
things to buy.
1.7, about 1.8
And that goes-
and a half.
Now that goes towards my stun or my physical damage.
Just your stun. Now, if it had been more, right? So you have a stun pool of 11. Now you're down to stun pool of 2. And so what that does in Shadowrun is for every 3 that you drop,
Whoa.
you get a -1 to all dice pools.
Why am I down so far? Wasn't it only 4?
So the force was 20, the drain was 23, and we absorbed 11. So let's see.
16. Remember, I absorbed some too. Or wait, brain work. So that's 5, 6.
I know,
7,
we're
8,
both
9,
struggling
10,
with
11.
this.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Damn. Yeah.
No. Okay, so you said it was a force
Complete dog
17.
shit.
My bad. So the force
force
is
17 plus
17.
3.
The drain is 20.
So it's 9 total. That does bring me down to 2.
There it is. That's
Shit.
what the math. So this is why we don't do the math very often. It's because if
Ooh.
you're really good at this stuff, it's not as hard. But Shadowrun is just ridiculous with so many rules. So right now we
So-
have spent 1.85 million in preparation. We have very powerful air elemental at force 17. We have an assault chopper with some upgrades. We have an EMP drone swarm. We have an airstrike. So we're pretty well prepared. It's up to you guys. You can continue to prepare on this. You have about $250,000 left to spend.
Are there?
Anything I can buy to help with my stun damage?
I mean,
So remember those pills you looted from the last mission?
Yeah.
So those
But
would
if I
help.
start taking those on the regular,
So those can give you I can't remember how I did it last time, but we'll say those will give you 2 points of stun back temporarily, and if you're using them regularly you can become addicted.
yeah.
They're
I'll
like
tell
He's
you
already
now.
addicted.
it's like an
Prim
Adderall.
seems like the addictive type.
My
Here's what
pussy
I'll
is
offer
a
you.
dimple.
If you want double the effect, you can take double the pills, but you will become addicted. I'll offer you that.
Nope. Nope. No pill.
Just
Prim is just going to tough it out.
I'm not gonna
Okay,
take the ED pills.
On death's
He's
So-
door,
seen
and who doesn't want to get addicted.
too many. He's seen too
So,
many of his
Krim,
friends
you
go
will-
down that path.
Krim, you'll have a -3 to all pools because of your stun score.
Oh,
But,
wait.
but you have a bad.
How much time do we have?
I'll say that you have about 3 hours left until you need to be on site.
Okay. So the stun damage track says that I have a natural recovery pool of 13 per hour.
There you go. Roll it.
Okay.
So roll 13 3 times. Jesus.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
Well, you only needed 2.
Okay.
So Krim, what you do is you spend time in your lodge, recuperating, meditating, watching cat videos, whatever Krim does to relax and recharge. And by spending 3 hours in your lodge with your troll ability to recover, you're able to get it all back. But you can do no other preps during that time.
I'm just
you're
sitting
done.
there petting my new birdie.
Or
So,
drinking
and
its milk.
this bird, we'll say that this bird, like, maybe it helped you in some way.
So
Oh,
I knew there was a reason I picked to be a troll.
Thinking about
So
your
thinking-
flying squirrel you'll get tomorrow.
yeah, you've got mittens. Yeah. So Katasha called this thing mittens, but clearly that's not its name, right? So like its real name, and yeah, you've been bonding with this thing in your magical lodge for 3 hours. You guys thought that was just a joke, the flying squirrel thing, but here we are.
Yeah.
So
Krim
For
latched onto that
200
shit.
for 250k, could we get EMP missiles for the chopper?
We already have an EMP drone swarm, and we're gonna do
We
an
could do
EMP
more.
drone strike. Or an EMP strike, right?
Laser date. No, but that airstrike isn't EMP. It's like
Yeah, it's
explosive.
Oh yeah, that's right, because we were doing that for the chopper.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
This is pretty good. Hey, you could just pocket the rest.
that's what
That's
I was
true.
thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But does
I
the
feel
chopper
like-
come with any missiles?
Yes, it comes with basic missile payload. They're not armor piercing. For 150k, I could set you up with like 2 armor piercing missiles if you want. That would just be 1 missile and 1 missile once they're fired.
Maybe not armor piercing, but
So that's
a
good point, right?
Really.
Do you really want armor piercing when you're not supposed to destroy this VTOL? But remember that there's an escort, and you may want to destroy that escort. They're free game.
Yeah.
Should we get rocket launchers for the backseat? So that we're not just twiddling our thumbs while War's doing all the flying and all the maneuvering and all the shooting.
Hey, there's going to be another flyer on there.
Not
so to make this simpler and just have less to think about, what I would recommend is either Nova prepares something as far as hacking the enemy, maybe a booster, a signal booster, or something like that, or Zero, I think a rocket launcher, for example, an anti-aircraft rocket launcher with locking on heat signature capabilities, would be a great way to spend the rest of this budget. I think that second option would be a bit more expensive, and you might be able to get the price down if you have a contact or if you're convincing enough. Or if you get one that's used.
Can I use someone else's contact? Be like, hey, this body referred to me.
You could, but you would start at a 1-to-1.
I'm ready to 1-to-1 with all my contacts. I don't care.
No, it's like you barely know the people you know. That's the thing about being a socialite, right? So as a socialite, your power is I know a guy and I can make a phone call. And yeah, that was my first Shadowrun character. He was the face. He was the charisma guy. And that's all I did. Oh, I know a guy who can do that. Yeah, I got an Uber driver on standby.
You're calling him instead of using the Uber app so that he gets paid more?
Yeah, I do it so that he doesn't have to pay taxes.
Yeah. Or pay Uber for that matter. And I want the rocket launcher, I think.
Hell yeah, you do.
Actually, I might just use some of my personal funds while we're at it. Is it the budget? Is it my personal funds?
That's fine. Yeah, so I would say for 200k, you could get an air-to-air missile launcher that has 1 shot. And we'll say it's 50k per bullet per missile.
Okay. Sure, I'm down for that. Though the only problem is my missile shooting, like my I guess it would be eccentric? Or is there like
So do you have I think it's like heavy artillery or like weapons. It should be in one of your weapons skills, like heavy weapons.
No, heavy weapons is it heavy weapons?
It's something like that. I know there's a big list of
heavy
skills.
weapons does exist.
Yeah. I have 5 in heavy weapons.
It's not too bad. I'll give you a +1 for the guidance system. And if you wanted to spend more money, I could get you a fancier AA missile launcher. How much are you willing to spend? 300k of your personal?
Sure, yeah.
So right now, with all of this, you guys are basically at 2 million, and that's fine. If you stop here and you don't want to dip in personal too much, then you've made it. You've spent all the 2 million. If you want to go fancier, then we can dip into personal. And like I said, I don't care about the actual dollar amounts as long as you're not exceeding, more than like 50%.
Do you have a specific missile launcher in mind so I can just add it to gear?
I don't. If you find one that's an air-to-air rocket launcher, let me know.
I'm sure it exists.
I'm sure, and that's the thing too. Some people love it, right? I like scrolling through Chummer just to see what's there, but the minutia of it does not interest me at all.
Because there is a missile launchers category, and there's like
Yeah,
7
yeah.
of them.
There's gotta be
No, 8 of
air
them.
to air.
Yeah.
Listen, I played Battlefield 6, and that's where half my shit comes from with Shadowrun. If you don't play Battlefield games or Call of Duty, then a lot of this is going to be above your head. Well, I don't know what I should buy. Well, try buying a thermal scope for your gun, and they're like, "What's that?" Well, then Shadowrun might not be for you because that's most of what it is. So what I'll say here is, if you would like to get some bonuses to that AA rocket launcher, we can up the price to 300k, and I'll give you one shot with a +2 bonus, or I can give you multiple shots. You can choose.
I think I just want, if one shot is enough, I feel like War would know better if one shot would be enough to take down one, like, aircraft, or if we would need multiple shots to get rid of it.
I would say 2, maybe 3 to be safe. Because you have to take into account flares and also the actual durability of the hull, because what they're transporting is extremely valuable, so the actual transport craft is probably going to be armored.
Okay, so there's this Mitsubishi Yakusoku MRL. It's a missile launcher. It can load up to 4 different types of missiles, 2 in each tube. What if we say that I get enough ammo to fill it up once? Like have 2 full tubes, so 4 missiles with 1 missile launcher.
That can't be right.
I can share your link. Hold up.
All right.
This is the wiki I got it from.
For simplicity and for budgeting of our time, I will call this prepped at 2 million. And we're not taking the squirrel, right? It's not too late to back out.
No.
We could bring the squirrel.
No, I got wings.
All right, so we are at our 12, right? And Krim is still, getting out of this groggy state. He's packing his stuff, but overall, looking much better than he did after the ritual. The chopper with the modifications has been readied at the gangbangers' private hangar, right? And the drone swarm is on board in the back. The chairs have been removed. It's a bit lighter than it was before. The laser designator is in Zero's briefcase thing, and it has been the code has been copied onto another laser designator it's cheaper, and it just sends the laser designator isn't what you really paid for, though you can buy those. But there's a backup laser designator that Nova has just in case. It sends the same signal to the same place. The ritual was paid for. The 8 druids, we're going to say, what we'll do, Krim, and you can add this on your sheet, is you will put Circle of Druids ? And have them at 1-1. And add that to your contacts list as part of this.
Okay,
you have an air elemental. So that air elemental is with you on this tarmac. The air-to-air rocket launcher comes in a big fat attaché case with 4 missiles in it, and that has also been loaded onto the chopper for you. And the 4 of you load into this chopper. War, you have like cybernetics that you can plug into this jet, right? This helicopter. Does War have like an interface with the Matrix or vehicles. Like he doesn't have a control rig, right?
No.
But he must have like a data jack, right?
Yeah, I would presume.
Yeah. So you
Jack
strap
on.
you pull the data jack cord out of the back of your neck or wherever it's located and plug it into this attack helicopter, and you see basically all the features and settings and controls being pulled up on your HUD. And I imagine you've seen this before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you're like, okay, it's just like one of these that I've flown before.
Yeah.
And so you begin flipping switches and testing the controls and running diagnostics on this vehicle. Everybody else straps in, I assume, seatbelts. Let's mark everybody for seatbelts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. For now. Maybe later I change my mind.
I was waiting, like, Krim doesn't like seatbelts.
Krim isn't in the helicopter.
Krim's riding. Okay, so it's just Zero, Nova, and War. Krim is riding on the back of his new Pokemon.
Is it really gonna... Oh, on the
It's
elemental.
legally distinct
Okay.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
So here's a big question, I guess. Does Krim put on a parachute?
How bulletproof is an elemental? Let's
Yeah.
test it.
So there are parachutes in the helicopter. I'd recommend putting them all on. You don't have to, but they are included in the package.
I will.
There's fire extinguishers, right? And so, yeah, I imagine Krim probably just puts on one of the parachutes. Let me know if not.
You know what? Yeah, definitely parachute. How much would a wingsuit cost?
Shit, we'll call it 50K, but you'll have to know how to use it.
Okay, that'll have to be for another time.
Yeah. Hey, put that on your notes.
Yeah, goggles, some warm stuff. Let's see.
I feel like
your wingsuit.
Well, yeah,
If
but
you-
what if that bird gets taken out?
Oh yeah.
I feel like
I don't feel like I would want to just fall directly into the firefight. Just glide a bit off to the side before pulling that chute.
So Krim's gonna
But
spend
anyway.
his earnings from this mission getting wingsuit lessons with Mittens.
Yay!
Dude, you've gone full
let's
How to
see.
Train Your Dragon now.
Heck yeah. Goggles, warm weather stuff. I'm going to have this guy fly me as high as possible without me going, lack of oxygen. Get the drop on him, literally.
All right, I am preparing the airspace.
Oh boy.
I will
I
eventually
may or
train
may
up
not-
my circle of druid. Oh, go for it.
I may or may not jump out of the helicopter at some point.
So I'm going to train up my circle of druids to be an airborne flying squirrel cavalry. And I'll just need Nova's help to get one of the squirrels a harness with like a super boombox so that we can start playing Flight of the Valkyries whenever we're approaching.
Fine.
All right, so from this tarmac, this hangar, the crew has assembled all of the preparations, the Pokemon, everything is coming together. And you have the dossier with the coordinates and the intercept path, all this stuff planned out, and you lift off from this tarmac in your attack helicopter and begin flying east toward the Cascade Range. The air elemental has no problem keeping up with this attack helicopter. It is a very powerful spirit. And yeah, you do have to wear like winter clothing, not only for the altitude, but because this thing feels like, an icicle that you are riding on.
Are you wearing goggles? Goggles?
Yep. That's the first thing I said, goggles and winter outfit.
No mask? You eating all
Mats
the bugs?
might be a bit hard with my horns. Oh,
All
heck
the
yeah.
blood going
That's
into your mouth.
gourmet. Heck yeah. Wide open.
So you begin
Oh,
flying
yeah.
over the Cascade Range, these mountains covered in green trees, basically as far as the eye can see all the way to the horizon, littered with abandoned structures that, some of them were fancy suburbs that spread into the mountains. They've been abandoned, retrofitted. Some of them, like tall towers, large industrial buildings scattered through the mountains here. Most of these are no longer active because being out in the middle of nowhere away from the metropolis is a lot more dangerous than it is in our current timeline. And so you're flying over this mountain range. The HUD on the attack helicopter is showing you, which direction you need to fly, the interception path, all of these things. As you come to the rendezvous point, the first thing that happens is on your radar pops up a series of dots. There are, let me see. There are 7 dots. One of them is larger than the others, and you know that you are on the right path. You are coming into this airspace where you know that if they're on your radar, you're probably coming up on their radar. Now, how you want to approach from here is where we will start. So you've got all these preps, right? But you also have a wizard flying on a Pokemon, and you have a hacker, right? So think about
Druid.
if you want to approach this stealthily, you are kind of limited by your hardware, but that doesn't mean you can't take evasive action or make preparations before you get to the point of no return.
Is Cream and his mount showing up on a radar?
No. In fact, not at all. It seems like your radar is mostly based on like heat signatures and movement. And because this is a very cold creature with like a barely physical presence, you didn't pay for that level of radar. Yeah, it's Nova. It's mounted to the bottom of the helicopter.
That's right. It's fine.
It's gonna end up with full of holes. By the way, just saying.
It can fix itself. Don't worry.
Sure it can.
No, it can.
I donated my throw blood to it. It will fix itself.
Should we try deceiving them into letting us come a bit closer, maybe?
You are in restricted airspace. You must land now so we can go over your paperwork.
That's the most. Listen, bro, if I was a Shadowrunner and I got the drop on people, show me your papers would be a pretty cold line,
we could say, hey, this is our airspace. We have documents to prove this is our air path. What are you doing in our way?
That's not a bad idea, right? So for Nova to fabricate government documents showing that they don't have clearance to be in this airspace could be deceptive. The effectiveness will be up to debate. Yeah,
but just confuse them. Make them think, wait, but we got the papers, right? Yeah, we should have the papers. This should be our airspace. They shouldn't be the ones in our restricted airspace. What are they doing? And then while they're discussing, we're already getting closer to them. You know what I mean? Maybe they start arguing with each other. Maybe one of the guys forgot to, give the paperwork forward, Forgot on his desk.
So that's something that War could do over the comms, try to reach out to them, hail them on comms. That's something that Nova could try to access their network from. Now, again, you don't have the full power of the Puget Pearl because you guys are in a mountain range. And so think about like the range. If Nova wants to find out whatever network they are maintaining, you're probably gonna have to be pretty close to do that.
Yeah.
So comms has a higher range, but it's just comms. Getting into their network, you'll need to be closer for.
I wanna tap into their comms, but I just want to listen for now.
Yeah,
Alright, go ahead and
I
roll
vote for keeping the element of surprise as long as we possibly can.
Go ahead and roll your hacking pool +1.
Okay.
I mean, we could try to stay stealthy, but the problem is that if they're on our radar, we're on their radar. They know we're coming. It's not like we installed stealth systems and are flying really low or really high to avoid them.
So 6 hits is really
I've already said I'm going up as high as
Yeah,
I
you
can,
are.
so.
Yeah.
So we'll say that do you try to go in loud or do you try to sneak in the back door into this network?
Sneaking to the back door.
All right, so with 6 hits, I'm going to roll to see what their protection is. All right, you're able to get through their defenses without being caught, and you find their internal comms and begin listening. There's not a whole lot of chatter, so you get the impression that this is a professional crew. They begin discussing altitudes. It sounds like there is a pilot on the comms, and he's just discussing things like altitudes, temperatures, basic boring stuff, nothing tactical. And then you hear another voice that seems to be the tactical leader here, and he's discussing formations. Right now, in this moment, they aren't clocking you or seeing taking action, but you know that you're just moments away from that facade being broken.
Okay. The guy talking about tactics, he's doing it over comms?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to inject some white noise so it kind of garbles his tactics talk.
Oh yeah. So because you went in stealthy, I'm going to see if you get caught, but I'm going to give them a minus. I'm going to give them a negative modifier to it. So go ahead and roll again your pool.
Just the pool flat?
So yeah, you'll get that +1 still.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, it's close. It's very close. So yeah, you begin injecting static, and what you're able to do is make their voices skip so that not all the words come in complete, right? And so you start to hear things like negative copy come again, and things like that, and you know that they are being slightly disrupted and that they haven't caught you yet, but it's close, right? It's almost like you feel like any closer and you might have gotten caught with that.
Yeah.
So you've been able to scramble them a little bit in advance of making contact. Now, if anyone would like to prepare for this engagement right before it pops off, this is like the one chance you get.
Okay, so Krim is going to plan on hitting that attack, the helicopter with like a huge amount of coal to try to. Now, okay, so these helicopters, are they actually like no rotary blade helicopters, or are they like crazy sci-fi type shit?
So your attack helicopter and the attack helicopter that you will be facing, you assume are rotary, as in, I don't know what you would call it, but yes, it has a spinning rotor on the top of it. A VTOL would be more like rotating thrusters, and so there's a lot of sci-fi shit if you don't watch Cyberpunk or whatever, but A VTOL is vertical takeoff, so it can go from landing and go straight up in the air, and then its thrusters rotate and it goes forward like a jet. It's not as fast as a jet, but that's how that works. So
they can also be either
you have a helicopter, they have a
blade
helicopter.
propelled or jet propelled.
We do actually have
So,
vehicles.
They actually exist.
Yeah.
So if you try to freeze
Okay,
the
so-
top of the helicopter and get its rotors to stop spinning, that would probably work.
yeah, that or if I can like drop a giant ice block on the rotors as they're going. I don't know the
So-
capabilities of this guy.
So Grim and Winds are flying very high, right? Trying to stay out of that radar, staying above the clouds, kind of thing. And so you position yourself ahead of the group. Is that what you want to do? Like you want to be on top of
Yeah.
them when this pops off? Is that the plan?
Yes, so that I can swoop down and get a nice blast of cold, either to freeze up the rotors or, how's that? Fuck with the thermodynamics, so they take a sharp dip because, of course, the air becomes less.
You want them to stall.
Yeah, either stalling or completely fucking them over. Whatever I can do with an intense blast of cold, or if possible, a nice giant chunk of ice falling down on them.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we can make that work. So the question I have is, do you want to focus on attack power or stealth?
How fast is Winds?
He's very fast. He's faster than the attack helicopter at this point.
I'm going to say attack power. If I can get in there and get a good strike off, then that'll open up a good, open it up for a good attack from our guys.
Now, because what I'm going to do is basically roll a perception check on their behalf to see if this is when they spot you or if you get the drop on them. If you guys want to coordinate this, so like if Zero wants to prepare something or War wants to maneuver in a way, and you want to coordinate this all to happen at the same time, that's fine. Otherwise, if they win the perception check here, then it's going to pop off.
We have like a side door, right? On our helicopter?
Yeah.
We should have two of them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, one on
I
each
am
side.
ready. I'm just ready to swing it open and just point my rocket launcher at them.
Yeah. So you pull this hatch open and you can feel the cold air at this elevation, and you can see the clouds beneath you and the trees. There's a sea of rolling trees in the Cascade Range here, just passing below you.
I just want them to like look to their left and just see me with my rocket launcher just pointing straight at their face.
So, do you want to direct War to align the helicopter that way?
I mean, I'm gonna tell Ward just to align it so that I can shoot out of it, but do whatever you can to avoid bullets.
I'll probably have.
I mean,
a
that
display
seems like a
of
bit
it,
of a
but
waste when there's missiles on the helicopter. That War can just
Yeah, but
fire off without having
I
to get
can't-
right next to it.
I mean, I don't have to get right next to it. It's just it would be funny. You know,
question is, are they
you're not
dummy
expecting
missiles?
anyone.
Are they smart missiles?
Yeah, this is just their escort. We're trying to take down their escort before shit goes crazy. That way, we have an easier time of getting into the VTOL.
Mm.
Save
The
your big
escort
boom
is
for that.
bullshit.
So what we'll do is we'll have
Um,
Zero will unlatch the attaché with the missile launcher and get all four of those rockets loaded into the thing. He opens the side hatch on the helicopter and is ready in his seat to take aim. And he lets War know, right? And so War knows that if he maneuvers one of the sides of the helicopter in line, that you can take that shot. So you're
by
prepped
the way,
and ready.
Are there any weapons that a passenger can use on the aircraft, or it's all just controlled by War?
Do you have a data jack? Does Zero have a data jack?
No. He's an adept. He avoids cyberware.
We'll say that if Zero would like to control the LMG turret on the nose, that might take some burden away from War. So we'll say that there's like a console with a control stick, and that you know, a screen, and you can see what the LMG sees, and you can pilot that if you want to from the back, or War can control it as well. You can put it on autopilot. Does War have the gunnery skill?
Let me check.
Gunnery is one of those, you know, like esoteric ones. So gunnery is when you are controlling a vehicle's weapon yourself, and it's usually for drone pilots and vehicle pilots.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so War is pretty good at firing those weapons, but let's say War needs to focus on evasion more than weapons, then Zero could, or Nova, right, could take the control stick and try to use it to fire the gun.
In that case, I think it would be better for me to take control of the turret instead of using my rocket launcher right now. And I mean, War can just focus on the rocket launchers on the chopper if he needs to, if he wants to shoot anything.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, that's fine, and that's kind of how we want to play combat anyway. Is that War can do a movement and fire a weapon, but now with you controlling two weapons, the helicopter will be able to fire two weapons per turn. Cool. So we got that set up.
Mm-hmm.
Nova, do you want to? So Nova, you've hacked in their system. You've done your prep. Zero's ready to man the LMG turret.
Yeah, I probably have I probably have a tablet or something like like a hollow screen set up on the dash of the helicopter that's like showing like wind currents and like just visual data to help War out.
Yeah, that's great, man. Feed all that stuff. Yeah, and as a reminder that everybody that has cyber eyes or a cell phone or a screen in front of them can basically see whatever each other sees through Nova's network.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, War, you've got the control sticks for this helicopter. You know that Krim is taking a high altitude approach, is going to try to flank them vertically. Do you want to plan any specific maneuvers for this engagement?
I don't know.
Because right now it's assuming that you will be coming in behind them.
Yeah.
And that it's open skies.
And I was under the impression that I was going to be taking the high road because we were going to be launching things down at it.
Well, you could both, you could plan to gain altitude as soon as you know what their position is.
Also hard to border from below than it is
Krim
from
goes
above.
in for the quick. Krim can go in for the quick shot and stall him out and give you a nice non-moving target.
All right, so the whole party here is closing in on this convoy, and you can see them on your radar. Krim, every now and then the clouds break below you, and you can see these. They're like ants below you, right? These machines floating across the forested mountains of the Cascade Range. I am going to make that perception check for these guys. All right, so they did make their perception check. So this kind of all is going to unfold at the same time. So Prim is in position over the convoy. Your attack helicopter is entering their radar zone, and they are seeing you on the radar at the same time that you see them. And you know that because the comms break and they begin saying, we have bogeys at 12 o'clock, take evasive positions, protect the convoy, those kinds of things. But the audio is cutting in and out, and there's noise and static. And you can all hear the comms that Nova has patched you into. I'm going to pull these guys up on the screen.
Okay. I have something I want to do immediately. But I can wait.
Oh boy.
So what I want to do at the earliest possibility is I want to isolate the commander's comms away from everyone else's.
You know what you should do? You should make him listen to.
No.
Oh, I'm totally pumping my jams into him. Don't worry about that.
Rickroll him. Actually, Nova roll him. Let me see. Initiative. It's baked in, right?
Because I have what is it? Gear.
Oh, it's rolled twice. That's 13.
My favorite software I have, subliminal subacoustic software.
All right, we will need initiative rolls from each person.
Okay.
Where was my initiative?
8 plus 1d6.
6.
7 plus 1d6. Wait, why did it roll? Oh, that's a static too. Okay. So I got max 13.
Damn, I got near my max.
Oh no,
Ow!
is it...
I got my meta bomb!
Why is mine not working?
Yeah, why did it roll 2d6 plus 5 instead of 1d6 plus 7?
What are you trying to roll? You're trying to use
Initiative.
the roll button, or are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to use the roll button.
I'm using the initiative button.
Yeah.
Okay, the roll button's not going to work. The roll button's for the pull rolls.
Right.
Yeah.
I used the initiative button, but okay.
I don't see it.
Well, my first roll works out because even though it was 2d6 plus 5, it was a 6 plus 2 plus 5, and that's a d6 plus 7.
I don't know where you're seeing this mythical initiative button.
Next to the roll button.
Nope.
I only have a roll button.
Click your
I clicked
token.
on my token.
Yeah, click your token. It should show up at the top left.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh, should I use that one instead?
Ask the person who rolled their minimum.
I got 6 plus 8. I got my maximum. Cool.
Let's just add me as a
It's-
13. I think it's fine.
Right,
It's
yeah,
14,
yeah,
right?
It just didn't put me in the turn order. Oh, wait. I've pressed the wrong button? There's an initiative
Wait, what happened
under
to
our
him? He disappeared from.
portraits. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all wonky because we had
Still
the
doing-
turns from last year. I'm trying to fix it.
No, still not working. Still not working.
Okay, so we should have one of each person up here. right, sorry, I'm gonna set up some more tokens here real quick.
So they have a squadron of drones protecting the main cargo with a chopper in the back. Okay. That makes things easier. No?
So there's the VTOL. It's come into sight. It's on your radar. It is being surrounded by this escort of military-style attack drones. They are large. I would say each one of them is the size of a car, so a little bit smaller than your attack chopper. And then there is an attack chopper that's basically doing overwatch from above, and circling around in like a patrol pattern. So its position is shifting as it's running a perimeter around this field here. So Krim and Winds they are positioned above this attack chopper when you all engage and come into sight. War, you are approaching them from the rear and catching up to them.
Uh-huh.
So you are first on the turn order.
I don't
Okay.
see any of us.
I don't see any of us on the turn.
Yeah, I'm
order.
not on the. Yeah.
Okay, now let me just redo it here. But believe me, it's true.
Because I see
I
war.
only see the drones and stuff.
I'll fix it.
Okay, I see
but,
myself now.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Shit, I didn't think this far ahead. Well, our cover is basically blown at this moment. So they're still struggling to identify who or what we are. Well, I guess I can... See, he said zeros on the nose gun, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I will attempt a lock-on to the attack chopper escort and fire a air-to-air missile at it to try to get it out of there.
Hell yeah. Alright, go ahead and roll your gunnery.
Gunnery. That would be a 6.
Oh man, it rolled a glitch. So, these air-to-air missiles, you point them at the enemy attack helicopter. You're basically at max distance at this point, and it gets a lock. It takes a couple more seconds, and then it gets a lock, and you hit the fire button. And you expect the smart thing to do for them would be to deploy flares, right, as a defensive countermeasure. Instead, you hear on the comms the screaming of a missile incoming siren going off, and you hear the pilot of the attack chopper. He just starts losing his shit. He says, I'm pushing the button, it's not happening. Now, the missile will hit them on the next turn, but from the comms, you understand that something has malfunctioned on their system.
Didn't do enough
Don't let me forget the missile hits them.
Okay. And I will...
Now you can maneuver the helicopter wherever you'd like.
Yeah, I would like to move closer while maintaining altitude.
Oh yeah. So we'll put you within let's say 100 feet of this thing. Pretty easy distance to hit with that LMG turret, but also safe enough away that you won't crash immediately. All right, Zero, you're up. Now, you don't have a good line of sight to the helicopter in front of you, or the drones or anything in front of the helicopter, but what you could do is lean out. You could lean out of the helicopter and just like hang on to, or strap yourself in if you want to, but it could go wrong. It's all fun and games until you
So
get a
I
glitch
have-
and then I exploit.
As an adept, I do have this thing called hang time, which allows me to stick to surfaces if I stay still. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna lean out of the helicopter, one hand on the helicopter, other hand on the rocket launcher, and I'm just using my powers to stick myself to the chopper while I'm aiming my RPG or my missile launcher
Man's trying to
at
be
the
Spider-Man.
chopper.
I love the Spider-Man thing. You did say that you wanted to use the nose cannon.
I was thinking of that. However, considering the fact that he didn't, something's malfunctioning, and he didn't use the smart thing and use flares. Now is the perfect opportunity to take him out and finish the job. With
That's a good point.
Extra rocket.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Your ability allows you to Spider-Man, hands, feet, and just stick magically to this surface. And so you hop out of the door there and are basically hanging from War's like passenger side window. Now this will be a little bit difficult, right? So you said you have a heavy weapons pool of 6.
Hold up, let me check again. Okay, this is kind of weird. So I am on the. I have both the PDF open, or the HTML and the Chummer. And on Chummer, if I go under skills, it'll say I have a pool of 6, but I can't find the skills in my HTML.
Well, it may be that it's just your ability scores, and you might not have any points. So I mean, 6 is great. 6 is fine. I would just go ahead and roll the 6. I was going to give you a negative modifier, but you are facing the chopper and are stuck to the side of this helicopter. Like it's crazy, but you've got the shot lined up. So I would just roll that pool of 6. You need at least 2 hits to get this guy.
I'm also using the rockets with the +2. Don't forget that.
That's right. Yeah, the +2. So you roll a pool of 8, and you need at least 2 hits.
Let me double check something about this rocket launcher. Because it can hold up to 2 weapons, so I'm wondering if it's gonna shoot 2 weapons at the same time.
I don't see why not.
Firing both tubes.
So here's what I'll do.
Fire both tubes.
If you fire both tubes, then it'll be at a pool of 8. If you fire just one tube, I'll give you a +1 to your accuracy.
I'll do with 1. Yeah.
Alright, so that'll be a pool of 9,
+1.
and you just need 2 hits.
I think this is gonna fire. This is still gonna fire 2 missiles because each tube houses 2 missiles, and I can't imagine being able to shoot only 1 missile at a time, even though they're sharing the same tube. So
It's fine. Just then you'll roll a pool of 8.
Oh, that's
3 hits. That's a
9.
hit.
Okay.
So these 2 missiles are going to hit this helicopter at the same time, and we'll say that it hits at the beginning of War's next turn.
Awesome.
Right, Zero.
Awesome.
Do you want to do anything like? Do you have enough missiles to reload? I thought you brought like 4 missiles.
So here's the thing about this weapon. It has 2 tubes, each housing 2 missiles. And you can fire both tubes at once, or just 1 tube. But I feel like if you're,
You
got a
even if
double
you're only
barrel
firing
missile
one
launcher.
tube. Yeah, a missile launcher.
That's the most Shadowrun thing. Double barrel missile launcher.
But I believe that if
That's
you
all
fire
right. So you
one-
won't have to reload until you fire both.
I think so. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go back in, and I'm gonna go back onto the machine gun, strap myself back in.
I only just now looked down. I did not expect the bird to be bigger than the helicopter.
It's massive. Prim is probably like a tiny speck on its back.
That bird could probably eat one of the drones.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to see if this drone can shoot one of the missiles, but it's going to be really
Well, hold
difficult.
up. Krim was at 11. I don't know why he's not on there. Like I only see Warren 0 on the turn order. I don't
Same.
see
Mhm.
Nova or Krim.
All right, I
You can
think I
now see
fixed it.
Prim. And
And a Nova.
Now I
I'm
see
about
Prim.
to know. Yeah, I don't see Nova
Yeah,
though.
this is half what I do is troubleshoot roll 20.
Yeah.
All right, so Krim, you are up, and I will have your bird go either before or after you. It doesn't matter, but on your turn. So I keep the turn order clean.
Okay. Well, now that there are 2 missiles on the way to the top copter, I'm going to slightly change the plan to take out a drone or 2.
Or actually, 3 missiles
go.
are coming at the helicopter.
Yeah.
Not 2.
All right. What's the plan? Shoot it with like an ice shard, or so what I would do is the elemental has its own spells. They are only really limited by the force. So if you think like, oh, I'm going to cast a giant cloud or a blizzard of big AoE, or I'm going to shoot an ice, whatever. As long as it's thematic, then we'll make it work, and it will
Let's
roll.
go with that blizzard.
Yeah. Attempts to freeze the
Oh,
rotors.
And when it got summoned, did you say there was like sparks going around it too?
Yeah. So like air, lightning, and cold is what I'm thinking it would be thematic for this creature.
Okay, can we get a good blast with all 3 of those?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking, you want to hit the drones? Do you want to do like a cone attack or something?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
Yeah, get 2 or 3 of them in there, if possible.
What we'll do is I'll have you roll a pool of 17, and for every 3 hits, you'll hit 1 drone.
Oh. That's quite generous. 2.
There you go, 2.5. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ice breath these 2 drones right here in the front. They're gonna take evasive action.
That was a really good roll. Wow. 1s.
We're gonna do a little bit less damage to one of these guys as it tries to escape. All right, so these drones take some damage. I'm going to have the one who took more damage. He's gonna get shunted away as his rotors fail to keep up. All right, so that's the bird's turn. Now you can move the bird and yourself if you want to. I've just got you here to kind of show you that you're above all of them.
What would the range on one of my elemental grenades be?
I'd say anything above 30 feet would be harder than normal.
I'm right above these guys, right?
Yeah, you're above them, I don't know, Well, you said you were high altitude, so we'll call it like 200 feet. But you could have this thing do a drive-by. Like I said, it's really fast. So let's say it drives by, you get within 30 feet, you throw that grenade, and then it swoops through. That could work.
So wait, that cold blast was like from 200 feet away?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I love this thing. Okay, swoop down, and I'm going to toss a electric grenade in front of the chopper.
I should nearly kill myself summoning things more often.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack pool for that spell.
I'm gonna do it for 4.
A force 4. Do you remember what the drain is on your grenade?
It says F-1.
Yeah, so the drain will be 3.
Okay. So 1. Okay.
So that's your attack, right?
Correct.
Okay, it's 2 hits. I'm going to see if he can dodge out of that.
Dodge right
He
into
does.
the incoming missiles.
He does dodge out of that. So that's okay. Listen, it's hard to throw magic grenades from the back of a magic animal. So this grenade, does it have like... It explodes in an area, right? Like a normal grenade would.
Yes.
So, with 2 hits, let me see just if by luck it hits something else. No, it doesn't. So think about like, so you swoop by and it's very fast. It's windy. This is a massive bird, and you chuck this magic grenade at this helicopter, and the helicopter is able to just move out of the way. Maybe the wind picks up the grenade, but the grenade keeps traveling down, and it eventually explodes in midair. One of the drones, is close but not quite affected by it, and then you'll roll to resist that 3 drain.
Oh, okay. So, and what do I roll? What
It
what
was
pool
your.
is that?
I think it was a pool of 9. What for?
So
it
the
was
same pool as my magic.
I think so. It was the same pool you rolled in the lodge.
So
Right, 1 hit. So you'll take 2 drain.
yay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Mm.
All right, we're going to try and wrap up this round of combat. Don't have to rush too much, but I'd like to get you guys out of here at 3 hours. So we're gonna start shooting shit with these drones. So I'm going to see if this drone can shoot that missile out of the air. He's 4 hits. He got 3, so that's not good enough. This is a hard to hit moving missile. So the drone lets out a burst of medium caliber fire at these missiles, and you can see the tracers zipping past as the smoke trail from these missiles begins heading toward that plane. These next 2 drones are going to shoot at the bird. We want to make a dodge roll for the bird. So go ahead and roll 15 for the bird, Krim.
Okay.
Also, don't forget Nova, roll the 5 on
Oh,
her
yeah.
initiative. She should be coming after those 2 drones.
Yeah, I've got her up here. I'll fix that. All right, so these drones, they rotate in midair. They're still moving alongside, keeping the same formation, but they rotate in midair and begin, and take aim at this massive winged spirit creature. And again, you see this tracer fire out into the air, and there's no way. They don't even come close to hitting this thing. All right, so Nova, your turn is up.
Okay, going to isolate the commander's comms.
Now you're talking about the person who's like organizing all this, or the person who's flying the helicopter. You're talking about the person giving orders?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. All right, so what do you want to do with their comms?
I'm just gonna isolate it. I'm gonna cut him off from the rest.
He just hit his mute button and lock it.
Oh, I still want to
you
hear
can
him,
hear
but...
Oh yeah. So you can hear him shouting orders. You know, he's saying, you know, drones maintain formation, acquire target and fire, and he's trying to. You hear this commander. He's yelling at somebody by name, and I'll get you their name eventually. Telling them to fix the comms and the flares for the attack chopper, and he just seems heated. He's trying to fix this whole situation as chaos is erupting. And you know, so go ahead and roll your hacking, and this will no longer have the +1. You are now too far from the Puget Pearl to get that bonus.
Oof.
Wow.
Oh no.
One
So,
hit out of 11.
Wow.
If you would like, you can use Edge, or you can hope that they roll 0 hits. Up to you.
I'm gonna use Edge.
How many Edge points do you have?
I got 2.
Okay, I'm gonna put you down to 1 here.
It's just a reroll, right?
Yeah, just go ahead and re-roll.
That's better.
All right, 5. That's a lot better.
Still some ones in there. But...
So, as you're in their network, right? So you back-ended into their networks without getting caught, and you have what we call in Shadowrun a mark in their system. In order to get that second mark and mute this guy, you have to continue deeper into their network. And as you do that, you see in this network tons of red lights flashing, and you see swarms of guard ice begin pouring out of every corner of this network in searching for you. They are in defense mode, right? And so at first you see this swarm of guards and you think you're cooked, you're going to get caught. And then you just begin furiously rerouting and programming, and your cyber deck begins to warm up and get hot as you push through, and you are able to get past at least the first wave of defenses. Let me see how far you get. All right, you were able to beat this level of the contest. Now you have access to broader features. Isolating this one comm channel and removing it from their network and rerouting it to yours. You're able to do that. You also see that you have access to more features, like on your next turn. So you are deep in this network. Not as deep as you can go. You don't have full control of everything, but you now have deeper control than you did before. This commander, he's yelling, like I said, to this person by name, and he's just getting more and more frustrated as it seems like these problems aren't being fixed. And he hasn't noticed that the others can't hear him yet. And so you start to hear other staff, and there's now a handful of voices that are trying to get Commander, what's the next order, here, what's the sit rep, all this stuff, and they just seem very confused. And so I will take all those negative modifiers into consideration for their network.
Okay.
And this will be for next session, right? So we'll forget all this shit in like 2 weeks, but I'll try to make some notes and remind. When you are 2 marks deep into a system, you start to see an inventory of all the devices that are registered to that network. And so now you can see a list of all the drones. You can see the attack helicopter. You can see the VTOL. And you can see like a list of cyber implants and staff. And so now you are just getting flooded with information that you shouldn't have access to, but you were able to get in there.
Okay.
And we'll resolve that.
Like a kid in a candy store.
All right, so on this assault chopper's turn, right at the beginning of his turn, he is hit by 3 missiles. I'm going to apply that damage to his armor. All right, so these 3 missiles have disabled certain systems. Some of its rotor control and turning ability is being affected by these explosions.
Nice.
It's not entirely out of commission. Again, this is a military helicopter. It's got some armor plating. It's got some backup systems. You do see that like one of its stabilizers is on fire, right? And
Good.
you immediately you see like a fire suppression system being deployed, and so this white foam sprays out onto the rotor, and it's quivering as it moves. This thing has lost some capability. It's shaken, and it begins to tilt and kind of lose altitude as it's hit with these rockets. So I'm going to give the pilot some negative modifiers to pretty much everything he does this turn. Yeah, he's too distracted by that. So what he does is he tries to position the aircraft for a counterattack. He tries to spin it around to align his nose gun at your attack chopper, but his rotors aren't quite, and his stabilizers aren't quite cooperating, and so he's going to instead take evasive action. And he doesn't get very far. All right, we're going to have one of the drones fire at the attack helicopter, and so War, you will get a chance to dodge.
Okay.
And so you'll use your pilot aircraft pool.
Which I also believe is also 6. Yes. Oh,
Hey, I got you. I got you, bitch.
damn.
All right, so some medium caliber fire blasts into the side of the chopper. It doesn't do any major damage, but there are now structural punctures in your and you get some warnings that pop up on your HUD, but they basically just say minor damage.
Yep. Just shove those out of the way.
All right, so the VTOL. This is basically the same turn as the handful of staff that Nova has detected chattering on their network. And so a lot of things are going to happen at the same time. The first thing that you see happen is the attack helicopter begins to be surrounded by this sphere of energy that kind of quivers in the light.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing that we see, I'm going to make a roll here. All right, that's pretty good. Another air elemental, this one's slightly different. It appears out of thin air in this storm cloud begins to swirl and gather, and lightning strikes echo in this fog, and then shooting from a much smaller portal comes this air elemental as it is summoned. I'm going to contest Nova's control over the network, and so I think you have counter hacking. Is that a thing that you have, Nova?
It might be cyber warfare.
Cyber warfare, that's probably it.
Cyber combat.
Yeah, do either cyber warfare or cyber combat, whatever that pool is.
Yeah. There's cyber combat, there's electronic warfare.
We'll do cyber combat.
Okay. They both have the same pool anyway.
Uh-huh.
4. All right. So, Nova, you are being hunted in this network now. And so as you are sleuthing through this network, you see 2 AI agents have entered the network and begun actively hunting for you. You are able to evade them for now.
Okay.
And we've got the one more drone. Real exciting. Gonna take another shot at that bird. He has to get like I don't even know if he can hit. He doesn't have a pool high enough. Yeah, he would have had to get a critical success to hit. So again, more tracer fire firing off toward this giant bird. So on the domain turn, what the crew becomes kind of aware of is the cloud cover, which was dispersed before, begins to thicken, and there is a thunderclap that echoes through the mountains. Not very uncommon, the Cascade Range and the Seattle area. A lot of humidity, a lot of rain, a lot of gray, cloudy weather. But it just seems to kind of happen at the same time as all of this. And so, pick this up at the next session.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I don't really like battle
Awesome.
maps, and the whole initiative thing I don't think is super fun. So if you are thinking of creative ways to resolve situations that don't involve numbers necessarily, or the whole turn order thing, then I totally encourage all that. And the positioning here is just, it's metaphorical. It's not technical. I don't care what the distances are so much, so keep that in mind. Think about creative ways you want to get this thing out of this vehicle without blowing it up.